Good morning, everyone. We would request everyone to please have your seats so that we can start off with the session as soon as possible. Good morning, everyone. We'll be starting the session just maybe 2 minutes from now. So request everyone to please have your seats so that we can start off with the session. A very good morning, everyone. A very good morning, everyone. Yeah, hope you are having a lovely time, and we are also grateful to have you for the last 3 days with us. So, we're happy that we have come to this session in a smooth manner, and also a bit sad with a deep heart that we all have to depart today for our homes, from maybe from the city that we come. But it was really a memorable and an experience to have you all here, a memorable journey, the NCMAC 2024 that will be remembered with you all. And we start with the last technical session for the day. This is the last technical session for NCMAC 2024. And the theme that we have in this session is Developing Global Consultancy, Indian Giants and Leveraging Technology. So we basically have 2 sessions today. This is the technical session, and we also have the valedictory session. And just to remind you all, we all will be leaving at 3 p.m. sharp from this very place. Maybe outside, the bus will be waiting, and we have the courtesy Tourism Corporation of Gujarat Limited, who have arranged the visit to Statue of Unity and light and sound show, which will be enjoyed by you all, I'm sure of that. So please do assemble here at 3 p.m. And it also includes the sightseeing, so maybe a 6 hours kind of sightseeing. Kindly make your arrangements accordingly. And we start with the last technical session for NCMAC 2024, Developing Global Consultancy, Indian Giants and Leveraging Technology. For this session, I do welcome all the dignitaries onto the stage. We have with us CMA Dr. KCH-AVSN Murthy Sir, whom we very lovingly call as CMA Sir A to Z Murthy. So we please request him to please come on stage, and a big, big round of applause for him. CMA Suresh R. Gunjali Sir, a council member of the Institute, please join us. We have CMA Dr. Paritosh Basu Sir with us, the co-opted member of the T&EF Committee of the Institute, a very learned and knowledgeable person who will happily share things with you. Dr. Raghavendra Prasad Venkataraman, the founder managing director of Astra Quark DG Solutions Private Limited. Welcome, sir. We also have with us for this session CMA Pradeep Kumar Das, the chairman and the managing director of IREDA IREDA. And we have with us Sri Sanjay Kulshrestha, the chairman and the managing director of HUTCO. So request everyone to please join us for this session. So we have CMA Dr. A to Z Murthy Sir with us, CMA Suresh Gunjali Sir with us, the council members of the Institute. We have very learned CMA Dr. Paritosh Basu Sir with us, the co-opted member of the T&EF Committee of the Institute, Dr. Raghavendra Prasad Venkataraman, the founder managing director of Astra Quark DG Solutions Private Limited, and CMA Pradeep Kumar Das, the chairman and the managing director of IREDA, and Sri Sanjay Kulshrestha, the chairman and the managing director of HUTCO. So we welcome every one of you, sir. It's really overwhelming to have all of you here. We have the felicitation of the speakers, of the chairman. So we request CMA Dr. A to Z Murthy Sir and CMA Suresh Gunjali Sir to please do the needful. First, we have the felicitation of CMA Dr. Paritosh Basu, the co-opted member, T&EF Committee of the Institute, the chairman of the session. A person who always have a smiling face, and Dr. Basu is moving ahead with experience in industry and management education for about 34 and 10 years respectively. He is regarded as a scholarly academician and a digital gospeller. Presently, he is engaged in research, consulting, and teaching activities. His ongoing research projects are on digital transformation, crowdfunding through blockchain, and CBDC. His book, Digital Transformation, A Prismatic View, has been published in March 2022. He is now serving as a Senior Director Services of Strategy Consulting Private Limited and an adjunct faculty member of IIM Kozhikode. He has conferred with the Fellow of All India Management Association in the year June 2021 in recognition of his achievements. Thank you, sir, for being a part of this NCMAC. Next, we have the felicitation of Dr. Raghavendra Prasad Venkatraman, the founder and managing director of Astrock Walk Digi Solutions Private Limited. The founder and the managing director of Astrock Walk Digi Solutions Private Limited, a blockchain, IoT and AI company at Chennai, and Winfin Technologies India Private Limited. Prior to his present entrepreneurial ventures, he was the founder, Chief Executive Officer of the award-winning AgriScience Park at ICRI-SAT, where AgriBio Ventures are nurtured. He was also the founder and executive director at PSG Science and Technology Entrepreneurial Park, and he is also a BTech from IIT Madras in the year 1985, MBA from IIM Bangalore 1990, and a PhD in Management Studies from the University of Hyderabad. Welcome you, sir. We next felicitate CMA Pradeep Kumar Das, the Chairman and the Managing Director of IREDA. CMA Pradeep Kumar Das, the Chairman and the Managing Director of IREDA, is the Chairman and the Managing Director of Indian Renewable Energy Development Agency Limited, IREDA, what is known as. He is a fellow member of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India and also an associate member of the Institute of Company Secretaries of India. Under his dynamic leadership, IREDA underwent a complete and strategic and operational turnaround, and he was upgradation to Navratna status in the year 2024. So we are really overwhelmed to have you, sir. And we also have the felicitation of Sri Sanjay Kulshrestha, the Chairman and the Managing Director of HUTCO. He joined HUTCO on 16th October 2023, a CPSC under Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, MOHUA. He has 3 decades of rich experience in infrastructure sector, particularly in the power generation, transmission and distribution sectors. Moreover, leveraging his extensive experience insights in the power and infrastructure sector, his vision to expand HUTCO's operation along with consultancy and capacity building initiatives, which paves the way to HUTCO to emerge out as an entity offering 360-degree solution for infrastructure creation. Welcome you, sir. We now request our very own CMA Dr. A to Z Murthy, sir, for his welcome address for this session. Welcome, sir.
Good morning to all of you. आप सबको सादर नमस्कार. Mr. President Ashwin ji, my council colleagues in the council, past presidents, dear members of the dais, on the dais. On my personal behalf and on behalf of the National Cost and Minimum Accountant Convention, today I welcome all of you wholeheartedly to this session. This Saturday, dear friends, this Saturday paves way to all of you to become global consultants with rich experience. Be ready, dear ones. We have first session of the day on the second day of the convention in the form of third session, that is today. In the journey to Viksit Bharat, led by Honorable Prime Minister of the country, who is again mandated to become Prime Minister, we mean CMA have impactful dent from Sankalp to Siddhi via through sadhana, taking clue from Vice President, which means energizing and synergizing CMAs to manage governance, to lead sustainable finance fintech ecosystem, and to act as global consultants. India can leverage with technology to develop a future-ready professionals as global consultants. Our Honorable Finance Minister, Srimati Sitaraman, emphasizes GCC, which means Global Capability Centers, which provide talent, quality opportunity to the companies as well as to our professionals. GCC is a game changer. GCC is a game changer in the business ecosystem. They provide talent, cost optimization, which is our favorite subject, innovation and research, risk diversification, and core business. This wonderful session is chaired by an international expert consultant, our beloved member CMA, well-known speaker, a prolific writer, a man who writes much more to our magazine regularly, Mr. Paritosh Basu. Welcome, sir. I also take pleasure in welcoming Dr. Raghavendra Prasad ji, CMA Pradeep Kumar Das ji, and Sanjay Kurukshetra ji to this meeting. All the commonality of all the speakers here, all the speakers are MDs with rich experience and blend and mix of vision, experience, and success emerging from private companies, public companies, and corporations. The deliberations will be very sure, will be useful, meaningful, wonderful, with three-dimensional, because they're from three areas, three-dimensional and 360 degrees view of the most fascinating global consultancy. They empower us, they enrich us. Lastly, to quote Honorable President of the country yesterday in Parliament, let us reform, let us perform, let us transform. Thank you. Good luck to all of you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So, the 61st National Cost and Management Accountants Convention 2024 NCMAC, the Viksit Bharat 2047 Synergizing Catalyst for Sankalp to Siddhi. A good and a very big thank you to everyone who has been a part of it so far, and a big thank you to everyone whose efforts have been a part of it. A big round of applause to everyone associated with NCMAC 2020. So coming to the technical session, the last technical session for this event, we request the chairman of the session, CMA Dr. Paritosh Basu sir, the co-opted member of the T&EF committee of the institute, to please take over this session and also give his address.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning to all of you. Can you hear me? Okay, thank you. So we have a very interesting job to do. We will get to the how part of the Viksit Bharat, and I have a small job to do here. I'll quickly give some kernels to my fellow learned three speakers. They will, through their keynotes, share their thought process, but I thought a few kernels perhaps would help to set the tone of the session. So while doing that, let's start with one of the greatest business philosopher, I repeat, business philosopher of the world, Jim Rohn. He said, you don't get paid for the hour, you get paid for the value you bring to the hour. So my quick point would be, I'll be spending about 5-7 minutes to give you the kernels, then I'll hand over according to the order of the design of this program. And we'll develop on this theme, and we'll say that our CMAs who turn to be the value innovators, not value innovators. innoventors. Why innoventors? I'll talk to you quickly. So essentially, consulting roams around 5 major points. One is expertise of yours, you are already. Second is knowledge. You are a repository of knowledge, so you should be expected to have a lot of industry-oriented and application-oriented knowledge. Next is your service, and finally success. When you success, and you say that I have done my job, but your job doesn't end there as a consultant, you have to go for helping them in implementation, whether the client looks for or not looks for, because you can't run away from what you have committed and said. So whether you like it or not like it, you are already a consultant, whether you are in industry or in practice. Because when I used to be in industry as a CFO of one of the largest MNCs of India, people used to come and talk to me. They used to be my in-house customers. And when I am a consultant today, my external clients are my customers. So whether you like it or not like it, you are a consultant. Your objective is to maximization of value creation, of course with optimization also, and your untold objective and task is minimization of value destruction. So along with cost optimization, you have to minimize value destruction. And finally, we have to approach with the glass is not half empty. The glass is half filled with air. That air we have to remove and bring value to that place. That is what is the idea. So value has a value if its value is valued. Value has a value if its value is valued. Who said this? Mr. Dyson, who was the Coca-Cola chairman, Brian Dyson. And you are truly here, he says that pre-assess impacts of seeds in the womb of time. We, cost accountants, should not be reactive. There is a regulation, there is a law. We go to the authorities and say, we should be there as one of the contributors to the process. No, we should be preempting and proactively talking about what should come in the process of country's value creation, and then proactively say, this is the role I want to play, instead of approaching them after the event is happened. So, pre-assess the impacts of seeds in the womb of time. Value बढ़ेगा तो इंडिया भी विकसित भारत बनेगा. Value बढ़ेगा तो इंडिया भी विकसित भारत बनेगा. So, coming to the next kernel, there is a concept in the consulting world called bow-tie approach. And I have taken a very simple point here, that is the production. And in this bow-tie approach, you have a operation. I am taking your production as an operation. You have your departmental functions. And one of the value destructor is maintenance, other than preventive maintenance. So equipment fails, and I start maintaining, I incur a cost, or I replace the machine. I lost revenue because the production is less, and could be one of the reasons is that my staff is untrained. So when you take a bow-tie approach, you have to do a congruence between two sides of your collar, and at the center point, there has to be organization's super objective, that is the value creation, and the kernel here is equipment breakdown should not happen. What we should do for not breakdown happening instead of repairing the asset. So while we have to do this, we have to keep in mind that organizational goal congruence is important. At times, departmental goals and organizational goals conflict to each other, and that's how your collar gets loosed out. It should not happen. So here, the Johari window which we are seeing here, I have developed with a concept that what a cost accountant's third kernel should be. The third kernel should look like this. So on top is other professionals for you, say engineer, and for the customer is competitor. And now consultant is you or your customer. So we'll be doing a study of known and unknown. If the other professionals know something, or your customer knows something and you also know, and your customer also know, then it's a public knowledge. If other professionals know and you as a consultant or your client doesn't know, it's your blindness. If the other professionals do not know, but you as a consultant and your customer as a company knows, then that is unique strength. But let's not stop here, because there are a lot of erasers in the world. Your unique strength will never remain as a unique strength, it will go away. So unique strength, by the time it goes, you move to the area which is called unexplored. What is unexplored? What you don't know, your client doesn't know, the competitor doesn't know, and your clients, other value stakeholders also do not know. So job of a CMA is to come here, to this unexplored area. And that is where the whole consulting lies, and digital transformation, particularly in the MSME sector, is still not happening across the world. So what is your unique strength should be is here. Can you just quickly move on to my chair? Sorry to unseat you. Look at this. All of you know what is rewrite, vision and mission, 4P sustainability. Yesterday, Dr. Gupta was talking about 3P, profit or bottom line. I call it 4P sustainability, and the 4th P is product. RPM. We have to move from enterprise risk management, that ERM modeling, to REPM modeling. I do not know whether you are aware of what is REPM. It's called Risk Enabled Performance Management. Risk-enabled performance management, and for that technology will help you. And finally, ESG, of course, we have talked a lot, and change management. So you as a consultant at the global level or domestic level, you should be the proactive change agent for your client and for your profession. When I'm going for consulting, I do consulting for listed and unlisted companies. I go and talk to them. What is your pain point? Where are you suffering? How can we change it? That's the first approach. Now, if you have to go for that, we have to ask questions. And that is where the kernel comes. Our realizations of tomorrow will be limited by our questions of today. Our realizations of tomorrow will be limited by our questions of today. You should not be a know-all person, because the client knows the better his industry, his sector. You have to start knowing this client and knowing this sector. Of course, you have specialized knowledge. Then I take help of another kernel. This I have developed from Gita. I've read the book of Ramakrishna Mission Sannyasi, and he says that any consulting activity should be done with Sarvang Rilidhang Brahma. That means the ultimate beneficiary of your consulting activity should be people in general, through your customer, right? And if that has to be so, I have taken here society and I have taken here you as a consultant, or me as a consultant, and I'm talking about benefit. Now, if the consultant is getting harmed, and the society is getting benefited, you are becoming a martyr, right? Society is benefited and you are getting harmed. If the society gets harmed and you are also harmed, you are a terrorist. Nobody is gaining anything. If the society gets harmed and you are getting benefited, you means the company and you as a consultant, you are a parasite. You are sucking the society. So, parasite cannot stay there for long. terrorist will be killed, and martyr will bleed to death. Then what is your approach? Win-win approach. So society has to benefit through your client company, and we have to benefit as CMAs and consultant. That is to be done. Then what is our kernel? Our kernel is remain emotionally invested, passionately driven, and intellectually excited. The kernel here is remain emotionally invested, passionately driven, and intellectually excited. Mind the word, intellectually excited. And intellectualism comes from seeking knowledge once again. I'm just finishing another 2 slides after this. In any consulting assignment, you have 4 buyers. First is the policy decision buyer, who is the MD or the CEO. Second is the technical buyer. Suppose you are giving the GST consulting or production consulting. The guy who is handling this is your technical buyer. Next is your financial buyer, who is approving the money part of it. The third is the service recipient buyer, because he will not be working with the head of the departments. He will be working with the team members who will be forming a judgment about you, whether you are doing a good job and you have the knowledge about it. So when I go for my own consulting, I have finished a consulting in South India in Kerala. I have met with the lowest person on the ground who is doing the job. That is what is your starting point. And my next kernel in this slide is that never ever charge consulting fee. You will say, Dr. Basu, you are a stupid fellow. मेरे पेट में दाना पानी कैसे आएगा if I don't charge consulting fee? You are damn stupid. But my request to you, have a share of the value you create for the client. Say, this is the value I'll be creating, and I'm looking for this percentage of the value of the creating. If I value less, create less value, I'll charge less to you. I accept that I couldn't create. So your skin in the game and your passion and sympathy, empathy, compassion is with the job. Okay? So at times you be ready to accept sweat equity instead of cash. I provided 3 years consulting a Bangalore-based firm with equity shares. It's a startup. Particularly 4th generation entrepreneurs, they love to give you sweat equity instead of cash, particularly startups. So today is an era of digital transformation. So all of you are in industry now. I was in 34 years in industry. Today in the digital world, if you are going for consulting, this is what I spoke in 2018 in World Blockchain Summit Moscow as a summit chair, and I repeat the same thing for you. Technology doesn't have passion, morality, ethics, compassion, emotional intelligence, and value generation skills. Technology doesn't have passion, morality, ethics, compassion, emotional intelligence, and value generation skills, but technologists, managers, and consultants have those. So your task of the trio is to collaborate in search of excellence. So empathy, sympathy, compassion, knowledge, equity, all these things are important in this world, because the value generation skills come from not only knowledge, but also your compassion, your empathy, your sympathy, your morality, your ethics. And my last slide, and this is again I talked about in Moscow, what these 3 people from industry will look for. In today's world, when digital technologies are taking over, not only the consulting world, but also the doing world, that is the industry and service providers. Humanity first. Reduce complexities. Reimagine consumption. Manage climate emergency. Redistribute power and wealth. Suggest for creative destruction. Be accountable without discrimination. Enhance technology with universal altruism, fix the imbalance of humanity and technology, and finally, let imagination and ethics lead to transformation. Thank you very much indeed. I would now request my fellow colleagues in the panel to kindly take up their part. And if you can kindly build up on some of the kernels which I have shared with you. May I call upon Dr. Raghavendra Prasad Venkatraman to share his thoughts on global consulting.
Very good morning to everybody here. Thank you, Chairman. I wish I could take out my watch and look at the calendar all the time listening to you. It can go on for days and I would be very happy to listen to you. It is really interesting. I'm supposed to talk briefly on FinTech. What I will do is, instead of going through the presentation, I'll tell you what FinTech is, where it is headed now, what are the happening areas in FinTech, why is it critical for CMAs and what role can CMAs play, what are the challenges ahead of us. And as an angel investor and a mentor for some other startups, this is my fourth phase of the career actually. After working in global corporates for close to 20 years, I set up 2 incubators which are very successful in deep tech, where we provide 360-degree support to startups. Then it was the case of best man becoming the bridegroom. I turned an entrepreneur, had a couple of ventures, sold out a couple of ventures. Then in the fourth phase of my career, I'm mentoring startups, I'm doing some angel investments. So I'll tell you some interesting stories from some of the FinTech startups that I'm associated with, which would be some sort of a takeaway for you. So quickly, what we mean by FinTech, FinTech is a portmanteau of financial services and technology. The conjunction of these two is what FinTech is all about. How technology is transforming the provision and availing of financial services is the key. And here, the typical domains that we are seeing where there is plenty of growth, the first one is what is called neo-banking. What exactly is neo-banking, or what we call layer 2 banking, is the last mile is served by these companies which act as an interface for multiple banks for multiple services and provide one-stop shop, right? There are many companies which have become unicorns now. They provide all the services which are required by the end customer, be it in insurance, investment, lending, other financial services. All the products are given across various banks' products, across various service providers' products are given and serviced by the person who is in the last mile, these companies which go to the last mile. This is what we call neo-banking. The second one is the lending tech companies. A very interesting space. Lending tech company, as cost accountants, when you observe, it's a very, CMAs, when you observe, it's a very interesting space. Many companies which have become lending companies today are companies like, the UPI payment gateway service providers. What they do is they understand the revenue pattern of their customers. How much revenue they are getting, what is the frequency, what is the seasonality. They understand all this, and they tailor-make or customize the financial products, especially the loans for them. I'll tell you the story later on about one of the ventures I'm an advisor to and investor in. And then, of course, you know about the insurance tech companies which are providing insurance services, again, across multiple players and multiple products, no distinction between life, non-life, and all those conventional differences they provide across categories. And these have been able to service all the people who are hitherto untouched. That is the biggest market, right? How do we provide them? Then the lending technology companies also do another thing. They go and be the first reach-out point for not only NBFCs, but also for microfinance companies. They're able to do the complete process which is involved in lending, what we call KYC, credit rating, all that in a very elegant, cost-effective, and digital manner, and able to give qualified leads to the people who are willing to lend. And there's again co-lending possibilities. All that is created by the various lending companies. So insurance companies. Then of course there are other service providers like tax filing, accounting, so many other services which are typically required, which are SaaS-based application companies, apart from, of course, the payment gateway providers and so many other service providers in the fintech space, right? And what are the typical challenges? When I was entering college, I was looking at various career options. I wanted to be a chartered accountant, cost accountant, company secretary. I wanted to take that route. My father said, "Are you stupid? You can't do that. It's a very difficult route. Go to IIT, IIM, that's easier." And that's what I did. I'm very happy today that I'm able to interact with the CMAs. And IIT, IIM, Ivy League schools are stupid in the sense these people don't have the reality check. They really fly off the handle. And that is where the CMAs come in. The unit economics is totally forgotten in most of these enterprises. And that grounding, that firm-footedness can only be provided by people like you with wisdom, with experience, with understanding of the costing. I say this with all humility because I've been with all these IIT IIMs, and I say this because I've seen people bringing that firm-footedness and the groundedness to through people like you, right? The unit economics is forgotten. That's why the companies which are valued at few tens of billions suddenly are valued at few tens of millions in a matter of few months. How can that happen, right? In a few months, how can things change so drastically when there's no macroeconomic change of that kind of magnitude? And this is really bad for the investors, for the market, for everybody, all the stakeholders. So this check and balance has to be provided by them. And another thing which I want to, want you to understand is, in this, each customer is unique in providing financial services. It's no one-shoe-fits-all kind of an approach. That doesn't work. We understand digitally what each customer wants, what are her preferences, what are her requirements, right? And what are her repayment capabilities. And we tailor the product accordingly. So understanding each customer uniquely, which is not possible in the conventional companies, is possible through fintech. That is another one which I want to give as a message to CMAs. And the third message is, in terms of technology, the cost at some point, initially it's very high. It tapers down only when the volume increases, whether it is moving to cloud, secure clouds, or using other technologies like blockchain, AI, ML. They all require certain minimum scale. Technology for technology's sake doesn't really help. And of course, cyber security. The importance of security can never be understated. In all these digital or fintech companies, the role of security is very important. These are some of the key takeaways which I want you to understand and maybe advise your clients when you go forward for consulting. And to conclude, I will just narrate some of the stories of the companies which I am associated with. One company has raised $3.5 million, and it's on to the next journey. It's so very difficult, even despite all the money, these digital companies burn away money very easily, which again is something which we as CMCs need to come in and check, put checks and balances. See, this company is called Dwara eDairy, where it's an AI, ML, artificial intelligence, ML-based company, where the muzzle of the cattle, the bovine, acts as a unique identity, like a DNA fingerprint. So far, what they've been doing for the cattle is they put an RFID tag on the ear, but one cattle you can't distinguish from another cattle, similar looking cattle. You can change the tag for whether it's for insurance purpose or any other purposes. Whereas the muzzle identity acts as a unique DNA fingerprint with 99.5% accuracy. And also it's a health indicator of the bovine or the cattle, right? It indicates what is the lactation cycle, what is the ideal time for artificial insemination, what are the deficiencies in its nutraceuticals, what are the other health indicators. So we are able to address all this through the muzzle image, right? And here, how it is impacting the dairy industry and the fintech industries. Of course, insurance, I told you about how you are able to insure the cattle with much greater confidence. But in financial technology, we are able to customize the loans based on what is the revenue which is likely to accrue from the cattle, and how can you tailor-make the loan based on the repayment capability of the cattle farmer, we are able to customize the loan and offer it. That is the biggest advantage. So the delinquency ratios are much reduced, and the beneficiary is able to repay without any hassle. So that kind of a easy arrangement of loans. So many other, providing nutraceuticals and other things which are required for the cattle feed in a very cost-effective manner when the scale is achieved. So all these are possible through this kind of fintech company, right? How the fintech is applied to an entirely new domain like dairy industry, and you're able to transform the lives of small and marginal farmers. The last slide, which Professor talked about, Professor Basu. I call him Professor Basu because he's my professor. He talks like he's a professorial touch. It's very important, right? What we do should benefit the person who is the last in the queue, which is what all of us, the modern architect, one of the architects of modern India, he always talked about how we had to keep the last person in the queue in mind. So technology has to keep that in focus. So this one venture where we have raised $3.5 million, we have been able to dish out loans to the tune of about 100 crores, customized loans for small and medium marginal farmers, and also able to provide insurance and cattle advisory services. The second one is a very interesting fintech company where technology is used very innovatively for doing KYC at 1/5 the cost of the current KYC processes, using digitally, scraping the accounts and doing all the other things which are required, verification, all the things are done. And also there's a person who goes, when there's a field visit which is required, the person goes with a Google Pro camera and is able to see who are the people, what is the house, all that is recorded, and that goes again into the blockchain and is available for multiple players. The shared economy is very crucial in fintech delivery. Each person can't be doing the same thing all over again. So shared economy will be very crucial. So this we are able to achieve, KYC, and also using AI/ML. The current credit ratings are not very dynamic. We are able to achieve very dynamic credit rating without the delay which is typically existing in the current systems. We are able to do it much better. So this is another story of a fintech company which is doing currently, providing services to close to 2,000 crore disbursals. So very, very many interesting intersection of various domains and fintech is happening, and it's more likely to get customized deliveries for each vertical would happen. So it's a very interesting space, and not only for consulting, but also for bringing that cost efficiencies and for advising the companies in the right manner in terms of the unit economics is where we all would play a very crucial role. I would like to thank ICMAI for giving me this opportunity, and I'm very happy to witness the soft power of not only our country, but also our association. The Institute, ICMAI, has been able to prove its soft power through this wonderful, wonderful event, which is for the first time I understand is residential, and the scale is amazing. I would like to congratulate the entire team, the president, to each and every, the last office bearer, and to all of you CMAs for putting up such a good show and showcasing the soft power of CMAs. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Venkatraman. Initially, for the sake of saving time, we are avoiding addressing the president and the council members and all the dignitaries present here. So, and perhaps at least I will not be taking any question. I am always available 365 days through LinkedIn. So if you have any question, you can kindly ask me through LinkedIn. Can I now just quickly share a couple of points which Dr. Venkatraman has shared. First thing, he's talked about the domain of fintech, and he brought out neobanking, various lending technologies and various gateways. Let me tell you, CMAs can contribute in neobanking and lending technologies and gateways in a big way. And for the sake of time, I'm not explaining, but there are scopes. Typical challenges, again, CMAs can come in to meet those challenges. Customer preferences, that's what I also talked about in my kernel, that Customer has to be known, his pain points have to be understood. And also, he didn't coin the word that way, but let me put the word strategic growth hackers. If you have to be a strategic growth hacker from your customers, competitors, then definitely you have to perhaps align with certain startups and take their technology for yourself. And finally, he shared his experience with startups. Thank you so much, Doctor. Can I request CMA Pradeep Kumar Das to kindly share his views?
Namaskar. Thank you, the organizer, for inviting me for speaking on the occasion. And couple of times I heard during the talk of the chairman that constraint of time. Why the constraint of time? Because we started the program 34 minutes late. Who is responsible for that? We. If we want to be a true consultant, let us understand the value of time, discipline, attitude, and simplicity. Otherwise, nobody is going to respect us. Some of you might not like why I'm starting talk with such a hard tone, because I value my time. We have invited outsiders who are not members, like Mr. Sanjay Kulshrestha. He reached last night 1:15 in the night, and he was available 9:50 here. He had his morning walk also. We had here program, cultural program almost up to 10:30. Still we are not able to come. What kind of respect we are having to our institute? I'm very pained. In some of the program of the institute, I've already spoken, because I love this institute like my mother. And I respect, and I'm connected in that manner. If I'll not speak the truth, I'll not do justice to my institute. Otherwise, I can maintain diplomacy. I can be hypocritical also, which I do not want, which I am not. Okay, now let us come to the subject. The kind of talent and skill what our students and members are having, only then need to bring it to organizing and attitude and discipline. We need not require global level jargons to improvise our consultancy level. And our economy is growing in a jet speed. It is the fastest growing economy. Never ever in the history of India that kind of momentum has come in India. And so is also our profession. We have proven in last 61 years what kind of competency we are. Still today, we are not getting the due what we are supposed to get or what we deserve, for which we are partially responsible. But internal thing we can improvise. External things, we have to depend on others. And certain things I cannot disclose in this platform. Mr. Anand and President, Vice President are working tirelessly to bring in certain points by which our members are not getting right kind of opportunity for their eligibility as Director of Finance interview in Public Sector Enterprise Board. We are working on it, and very soon maybe we'll be successful. But when we'll be successful, nobody knows. Success is not in our hand, that is in the Supreme Power's hand. We can make right kind of effort. That is what. The topic given to me is renewable energy, market potential and opportunity, and green consulting. And Viksit Bharat is the fundamentals by 2047. We have all the data in place till 2030 with respect to infrastructure or renewable energy in place. Those data are well validated by many organizations. So at least for next 5 to 6 years, we can talk about that, which will be a solid foundation for a developed economy by 2047. And renewable energy or green energy is going to play a very key role in that. And the kind of opportunity what it is giving, it is quite encouraging. See, before you go to renewable energy, energy is part of your infrastructure. Let us see what infrastructure sector is having investment opportunity, where we as finance professional or accounting professionals or cost management professionals can contribute quite a lot. We anticipate around 260 lakh crores of investment in infrastructure space. That is the data of NIP. Out of that 260 lakh crores, around 30 lakh crore is going to come from the renewable space. Generally, I do not give any PPT presentation in my talk. This is the first time I am giving because data are required. If you want to be a consultant, and each slide, you can spend hours, days to do R&D if you really want to become a consultant in this space. And the sourcing of data also mentioned in that slide. And when I'm talking renewable energy, because I'm working in this field since 4 years, I'm working in energy space since almost 1.5 decades, and working in tourism, engineering, hospitality, power, NBFC, FMCG, since last more than 33, 34 years. And despite that, I feel that in renewable space, I am just a 4-year kid. With my limited knowledge, I'm going to share. When I'm talking, you look at this. Roads, urban infra, I think Mr. Kulshrestha is going to talk about more on that, which include housing also, railways, agriculture, telecom. Each space in the infra, you have opportunity. Coming back straight out to renewable, when I talk about 30 lakh crore, 30 lakh crore is a big amount for just 5 to 6 years. And if you see the initial block, that is solar, which is expected around 11 to 12 lakh crore, wind 4 to 5 lakh crore, and the right portion, these are new and emerging. You remember one thing, this renewable energy comes under Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. The new word stands for ever emerging new technologies. Challenging. So fair amount of investment out of 30 lakh crore, 21 lakh crore is going to come from established technology, that is wind, solar, hydro. And around 9 to 10 lakh crore is going to come from emerging space, which includes your pump storage, battery storage, bioethanol, RE equipment manufacturing, and green hydrogen and its derivatives. And when we are talking about wind, so far in India, we have experienced onshore wind. Now we are experiencing offshore wind. And again, another information, the state is taking a lead where you are sitting now in offshore wind, that is state of Gujarat. I am very happy that President of the Institute decided to have this program here. But Gujarat in national and international parlance today has huge significance. I have attended some programs with respect to Vibrant Gujarat or precursor to Vibrant Gujarat here. Sir, please check. The program starts in dotted timeline. Why and how they do. I attended many of the Honorable Prime Minister's program. 10 means sharp 10, he will enter to the dais and it will start. If that kind of arrangement they can maintain time and do, and that is the reason why Gujarat is ahead of others. Now, if you see what is the RE globally installed capacity, the graph speaks till 2024, the CAGR of 14%, till 2030, the CAGR is going to be 15%. That means global level, the RE CAGR is not going to grow that much. But if you see India, it is completely different. Look at this, 3.5 CAGR till 2024, and till 2030, 16% CAGR. The rate in which RE is going to grow, and it is certain, almost certain. I am quite confident from my 4 years of experience in this sector, the way Government of India, none other than Honorable Prime Minister himself, is so passionate, so committed, addressing the challenges, addressing the policy issues, procedural issues, timely solutions. Look at in last 4 years, despite having 2 years of peak COVID, we are growing. And the growth has been phenomenal. And when things have become normal, we can certainly grow at 16% CAGR. And that is required. Why? If you want to become a developed economy by 2047, Viksit Bharat by 2047, all the sectors in India has to grow. All the industry in India has to grow. We cannot be successful, we cannot sustain the growth, only banking and service sector. The manufacturing sector has to grow. We have experienced during COVID, because of depending or over-dependency in one country or a couple of countries, how the supply chain disruption has happened. So therefore, under the concept of Atmanirbhar Bharat, as well as having the resource potential within India, not only mineral resource, but also human resource, why we cannot have a manufactured destination? We can be. And that is the way the focus of NIP has been set, in which manufacturing sector is going to be given quite a lot of importance. Coming back to RE again, if you take the example of solar, we are having around 18 gigawatt of manufacturing capacity in India, and in 4 years, we are going to have at least 100 gigawatt of capacity. Think over, last 10 years, 20 years, we have only 10, 20 gigawatt. And last 4 years, we are going to add 80 gigawatt. In manufacturing alone, I am talking. Now, if you look at, as a consultant, broadly from finance side, so what kind of investment were you, when you are envisaging 30 lakh crore, what will be the debt and what will be the equity? Normally, as a consultant, your role will be how you structure the project, how you prepare the financial model, then how you arrange for the financing, particularly debt part. Debt component in out of 30 lakhs crore roughly will be around 21, 22 lakh crore. Huge amount of opportunity. And I'm coming to IREDA why? Because in this RE financing, we have played a motherly role in developing RE in the country since 37 years. If I give you a rough estimate of the data, total debt financing, 50% is coming from bond market, 35% coming from NBFC, 15% coming from banks. Normally, we look at banks for financing, but RE banks are generally not that keen, because since uncertainties are more. And out of this 35% of debt financing, 31% we are having. So roughly net 11% of banking or financing towards debt is supported by IREDA, and we are the largest pure play green finance company in the country. And if you talk about growth, last 4 years, no company in India, probably in world, has grown the way we have grown, not only in numbers, but also in qualitative corporate governance standards. Most of you sitting here, if you are working in any organization or auditor to any organization or advisor to organization, probably you are struggling for their accounts and audit for March 2024. We have completed our annual general meeting on 24th. First time in the history in banking, non-banking space, this company has done the reporting, which is earliest in the country. So we are no more first in public sector, we are first among the industry as a whole in the country. How it is possible? Simple attitude and approach, nothing else. 4 years back, our manpower was 179. Now it is 170. 4 years back, our loan book was 22,500. Now it is more than 62,000. How 3 times of business we have done, 4 times of business we have done, having lesser manpower? What experts in the initial stage said, technology and mindset. We are again same government organization. Same manpower, only change of approach, attitude, that change management. So we do not preach, we practice, we exhibit, we have shown. And you look at any parameter of our governance, that is benchmark in industry today. People talk about March. June 30th will be completing, and 12th July, we will be publishing our audited result. Mind it, all listed companies, they do limited review. We do full audit every quarter. I am not a chartered accountant. I am half chartered accountant. I have pride in that I am a member of Cost and Management Institute. I understand what is the criticality of governance. You know, since AA plus to SSS stable, we have gone in 2 years. Schedule B to Schedule A of Government of India, Miniratna to Navaratna, and we have already submitted a roadmap for Maharatna by 2030. If we have played the motherly role, if the Government of India has assigned a responsible role to us, then we have to deliver with deep sense of responsibility, with full commitment, and with full discipline, and exhibiting 100% positive attitude with more than 100% simplicity. I hardly come to any program to speak because I believe, and my team believes, some of my team members are here, that let our work speak. Similarly, let our members or let our institute work, let their work speak. That then can only become a good consultant, good advisor, then people will respect us, people will depend on us, then we can dictate terms with them. Like sir said, don't charge fees. Like I remember that Jio, initially they given free, and nothing is free in this world. And after 1 month, that free became addiction. You have to continue with them only, because you have continued to do that. That is a business strategy. So as a consultant, you can adopt that strategy. But again, you can listen to the consultant, but apply what you feel appropriate. Because you are your consultant first, then others are consultant to you. Now, if I talk about emerging complexities in RE landscape to enhance green consulting, fair amount of opportunities available, be it complex structures or new developers, fragmented market, both the areas. I have just tried to touch upon this because it is such a huge area. If I have to speak, already sir has said constraint of time. I have only restricted few slides, and each slide itself will take at least 30 minutes if I speak on that. And I can guarantee you, you will be sitting, you will not be moving out. You can give strategic support. You can give project implementation support. Some of the professional members sitting here, they are working for my company. I don't want to name them, otherwise it will be like promoting them. And they are consultant in some manner or other, like lenders, independent engineers, lenders, financial auditors, apart from internal audit, stat audit, and other things, and cost audit. See, global level, if you see the green consulting, what only for 3-4 examples I have given, IFC, EIB, these are global level. If you look at local level, SECI, Tata Capital, and TCCL, they have given consulting in this field, but certain like SECI and others, not very significant. And there is a reason why they are not significant. Already whatever I have spoken, some part attributable to that. Anyway, SECI is again our one of the MNRE entity. SECI came into play just 12 years back. Prior to that, we are the only agency or extended arm of MNRE for implementing entire of the schemes, thoughts, knowledge partner, whatever you can say. But when it was felt that one aggregator is required to speed up the RE space in the country, 12 years back, SECI came into play. Though the name is Solar Energy Corporation, they are no more just restricted to solar, they are become completely RECI, that is Renewable Energy Corporation kind of thing. They are doing almost all kind of renewable development activity. But we are a banker, non-banking finance company, they are not that, they are only a demand aggregator. Through bidding process and all, they take up the project, allocate, award, and then hand it over. See, if you see the growth rate in which the renewable has grown in last 10 years, almost 30 times solar has grown. No sector in world has grown like this. Now, you can give a lot of advisory, be it support to borrowers, advisory services to public sectors. A lot of CPSE schemes are coming in which preparation of bidding documents, as well as periodical consulting to them, even project monitoring and review, quite a lot wide opportunity. So first of all, before you think of doing that, you need to have deep down knowledge base, well supported by a fair amount of database with that. Though my company is 37-year-old, when I'm looking, give me 27 years data, we are not having. Give me 17-year back data, we are not having. With great difficulty, we could only back work and having some 5 to 10 years data. But the kind of database what we are working now, any point of time, because last year we opened an office which is zero paper and zero visitor. And that office name is Irada Business Center. That means we do the business in a complete digital mode. No public sector, at least I know, who is working like. I do not know whether any private sector who is doing business, they have that policy, zero visitor also. If we believe true sense and spirit, ease of doing business, digitization, transparency, accountability, then zero paper, zero visitor is the best concept to follow. When I say zero visitor, it doesn't mean that we are averse to meeting anybody and all. We minimize the requirement so that we save each other's time. And today, courtesy COVID, we are working in a larger span of time in virtual mode. 99.99% our meetings are happening in virtual mode. But as Basu sir said in the morning, that personal connect, emotional intelligence, those cannot come in artificial intelligence. Similarly, when you are doing virtual meetings, that personal touch or understanding true sense and spirit, the feeling of the business partners, probably the technological constraint or restriction will be there, but that we can overcome by minimizing our meetings and discussions in a physical mode. And again, couple of governance aspect if I touch, which is quite unique to my organization. Normally what we do after getting listing, every quarter we publish our result and we do investor meeting. All companies does, because we have borrowed money from market, so we are answering to them. What we do, we also call for our borrowers meet every quarter, because whatever business we are doing, through them we are doing. My investor money, we have channelized through them. So this kind of culture we are having. Through the process what we do, we try to understand what are the sectoral issues, sectoral challenges, policy issues, procedural issues. And it is a win-win situation. That graph you have seen, box, win-win situation. Until unless you generate a kind of situation which is win-win as a lender, if I do not create a situation win-win for my borrower and myself, till such time model will not be sustainable. If we have grown in last 3 years, 4 years, from 22,000 loan book to 62,000 loan book, and that means we have sustained the growth despite having COVID and etc. So you cannot sustain unless you have a win-win situation and relationship with your borrower. And another data if I share, you will be mesmerized. See, in any banking industry, enhancing business is very easy. You can sanction, you can disburse. Very difficult is recovery. If you look at our recovery, we had net NPA of 7.18 in March 20, and we had 0.99 in March 24. So enhancing business, reducing NPA, quickest result, quickest AGM, and improving the credit rating, what is enabling us? We are able to borrow from the market at a cheaper rate. We can pass on to the sector at a cheaper lending also. Our margin is very small. We believe in volume. But in the era of competition, you have to rely on volume. Unless you are a niche product, like you are manufacturing Maybach cars, on orders only you are manufacturing. Certainly in this industry it is not there. Similarly, in India, if you want to get into consulting, you have to develop a kind of niche in yourself, and at the same time, you have to focus in volume. And last but most important, the simple DAS principle, discipline, attitude, and simplicity. Thank you. Thank you very much. Jai CMA, Jai Bharat, Jai Jagannath.
Thank you. Thank you, CMA Dash. I'm indeed grateful to you and commend your effort to say that discipline, respect for time is the best that we can value in our life. Thank you for pointing it out. And he has provided you enough of inroads into the areas where you can go for consulting. May I request the president of the institute and rest of the council members to add one more item into the radar, which is called blue consulting. Blue consulting is emerging, another very interesting area where we can be also pioneer. And I'm sure you must be knowing what is blue consulting. That is consultancy for water management. And a lot of work is being done, particularly by Hindustan Unilever, whose almost 50 to 55% business depends upon potable water, which is body care soap and laundry soap and shampoos, etc. And of course, all around the country with water bodies inside the land area getting reduced and a lot of jungles getting wasted and a lot of wildfires taking place, blue consulting is coming in a big way. And can something be done by the institute? With this few comments, and again commending Mr. Dash about the time and discipline issue which I spoke before the start of the program, can I request Mr. Kilsresto to share his views, please?
Good morning friends and friends from the fraternity of CMA. Most important and most interesting and respected friends from the dais and my earlier orators which has set the tone for the development, for discipline, for attitude. I will not like to repeat most of the things that my earlier esteemed speakers has already talked about. I am coming from the project management. I started as an engineer and I had worked for around 17 years in the project management of large thermal power stations. I had worked in the distribution side and the transmission side as well. I had worked in the MNCs, state PSUs, domestic, private sector, large companies. Then I had joined REC as a lender. I had worked with the different stakeholders, with the Government of India, Ministry of Power, and now I am part of the HUDCO. Recently I had joined HUDCO around 9 months back. So I would like to start with the concept of the Viksit Bharat, and I'll set the stage for the infrastructure development and the aspirations of the 140 billion peoples of the country. Honorable Prime Minister and lastly, last night also, Honorable President has already talked about that we should perform, reform and transform. We are into the ages of the opportunity of the transformation, be it digital or physical assets, managing the assets. And here the role of the CMA is very, very vital. Because when I talked about the engineer fraternity, I always talk about the CMA fraternity because the understanding of the project management, resource management, need management, approval management. So everything comes on the card when we start the project or we conceptualize any project. So I will congratulate first the fraternity of the CMA, and at the same time, there is a large challenge which is hanging around to make our country as a Viksit Bharat by 2047. So the government of India has already shown the commitment continually from last 2-3 budgets, and during last 10 years we had seen the commitment towards the policy sides, towards extending the primary health care or housing or energy or power or through energy transmissions or sustainability or circular economy. I think government has already set the ball rolling, and it is now the turn of the professionals that how these projects will see the day of the light. And as a consultant towards the project, we should be more responsible, more responsive, that how these projects will come in an optimized manner. So when we talk about the consultancy, I think there are few things which should be always in mind, that consultant should know more than the owner of the project. So Dr. Vasu has already talked about lot of things about the consultancy, but I will try to be very plain in my delivery, that whenever the client or a stakeholder will start conceptualizing any project, I think the first thing which we start as a consultant, which may be in-house or external consultant, which starts from the site selection, which starts from the approvals, which starts from the rehabilitations, which starts from the resources, technology, cost estimates, then the demand forecasting or environmental clearances, or how the economics will work. So all these things will work. And I think here the CMAs will play a very, very vital role. And now, since we are talking about the project in terms of the energy transition or mobility or roads or power sector or telecom, agriculture, so everywhere there are the projects which are planned. And finally, it is the delivery, on-time delivery, so that there should not be any cost overrun, there should not be any time overrun, and we should use all the modern tools available to deliver the timely delivery of the project. Because as CMD IRDA has said, that time is money. If even a day is going as an overrun to the project, it counts to the cost of that project. And if we are talking to the cost of the project, we as a general public, we as a citizen of the country has to pay for that asset. So whenever we are planning any project, or whenever we are into the implementation or operation of the project, I think we should take care of the cost that every minute is being incurred. So the CMA has to play a very vital role to make the assets more viable, more sustainable. And I'm coming from the HUDCO, I'm representing HUDCO now. So our company is financing the entire space of the infrastructure, starting from the urban side to the housing side, towards the water management, energy management, power management, roads, mobility. So every infrastructure sector which are being covered under the 16 harmonized list, we are financing to that. At the same time, we are also extending the consultancy support, the value-added services to our borrowers, so that we will be engaged at the first day of the project and understand, not as a lender, but also understand that how the delivery and the concept of the project will be there, and how it will, what will be the time overruns, and how the cycle of the project will be done. At the same time, we are also extending the capacity building through our training institute, so that after completion of the project, the due trainings will be imparted to maintain that asset and to look after that kind of assets. After joining, HUDCO was a big brand in the entire country. Earlier, we were working into the retail housing finance also, which we finally stopped, because other bankers are also there in the space, like SDFC or SBI, which are catering on a lower cost margin. So we had stopped that business, and now we are into the wholesale financing of the infrastructure sector only. And we operate through our 22 regional offices in the entire country. During last financial year, my team has worked very well, and loan assets has increased from 80,000 crores to 92,000 crores. Continually, we had worked to cut down our cost of funds also, and we had been able to reduce our cost of fund by around 0.46 basis point in this challenging market, which we know that the cost of fund is continuously rising. We had been able to reduce our NPAs also now. Now we stand at 0.36% of the NPA. So a lot of things in-house we are working, and my team and I am supported by a lot of CMAs in our company, which are taking lot of responsibility within this company. So this was not been possible without the support of the CMAs who are working in HUDCO. So I thank the fraternity, and very soon we are coming with the recruitment in our HUDCO. So I will like that, please please come out openly and try to join our company so that we will add value towards the Viksit Bharat. Thank you so much.
Yeah, just I'll add what Mr. Sanjay said. So very soon he is coming out with recruitment plans. So whoever has taken his number, don't call him. Even if you call, then he will not be selected. Because our numbers are under strict surveillance. I'm serious. And very soon, IRIDA is also coming out with a big program for recruitment. And for your information, I got to know from my HR, IIT could not do the placement, whereas we had selected from campus CMS. And again, we will be coming next year also. At least for continuously for 5 to 10 years, we are going to come every year. In a very, of course, when manpower of 170 size, you don't expect that quantum will be bigger, but at least some kind of representation will be there from here. Our recruitment happens from CMA, CA, CS, Indian Law, top-notch Indian Law Institute, IIT, IIM, Javier. So when the discussion in the morning happened that whether it is IIT, IIM, personally I believe it is you yourself and the individual, what kind of skill set and attitude you are carrying. Otherwise your degree is just a piece of paper. And don't try to connect with us during employment because we are a government organization. We are only custodian of the authority. We are not the authority. We are not owner. So therefore, we have laid down principal policy in place and we have to work within that broad framework. Because I generally get a call normally, भाई इसको कर दो, उसको कर दो, भाई करना हमारा हाथ में नहीं है. जो हमारा हाथ में यही है जो यहाँ बोलना है. खुल के बोलना है. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Kulshrestha. And you have focused on a very interesting point, end-to-end project management. And you also talked about delivery-focused consulting. So that's a very interesting area which I would personally request our consulting friends here that you first get to know from the client what is expected from you, when it is expected, and what is the methodology by which it will be delivered to you. Thank you very much indeed. May I request President and the council members to get into one area which has not come up in India as yet, which is 3D printing. Various construction industry is now coming up into 3D printing, particularly for micro construction and temporary construction. So Cost Institute can, and our CMA Institute can definitely make a pioneering effort for 3D printing technology announcement in India. I don't know whether we'll be permitted to take a couple of questions here. If you have any questions to me, please put into LinkedIn. Otherwise, we will take a question, please. Yeah. Yeah. This is your mic. Thank you, sir.
Sir, I don't have any question, but I have a concern about nation and the economy of the country, and my concern is with Mr. Das as well as Mr. Kulshrestha. So I'm CMA Anil Sharma, practicing cost accountant in Chandigarh. In most of the government projects or the private projects even, we have seen that there is a unnecessary delay in the project's completion. So being a consulting firms or a financing companies like you, if you have any such type of policy where you insist your clients to complete the project in time, or where it is not there, if you have imposed some penalty or if you have withdrawn your support, financial support otherwise, to these companies where projects are unnecessarily delayed or maybe delayed because of some genuine reasons. That is my first concern. And secondly, sir, our electricity is exempted under GST. Under excise also it was exempted. But if you see actually, it is not exempted because all inputs are subject to GST. And average tax on electricity equipments is around 12% or 18%, and average come around 15%. So any project of 100 crore rupees, unnecessarily putting cost of 15 crore rupees on that. So as a financing institutions, if you have put some proposal to the government, or if you have something in their mind, because of this GST only, because final product is exempted, but inputs are taxable, we are giving unnecessary 15 crore rupees of 100 crore project to our clients or our companies for meeting the tax implementation only. So there was one research or study was done when GST was introduced on electricity companies only. A roughly idea was if government withdraw this GST on electricity, there will be a foregone of 50,000 crore rupees or so. So I feel personally, if we exempt inputs also under GST for this electricity, then the benefit will be more than that overall in the economy. So that is my concern. If you can take at your appropriate place for this, it will be a benefit to the company. Thank you.
Mr. Kulshrestha, you want to?
I will add one point to Mr. Sharma. I will add one point to Mr. Sharma. There is no GST on electricity, but there is a electricity duty in the Maharashtra. They are charging 16%. GST is 18%. They are charging 16% electricity duty. So this setup can be given again. That electricity duty also this can be kind of.
Yeah, I think it's a relevant question, but I would like to tell my friend that electricity tariffs are very complex in nature. They are regulated by a separate regulation, electricity regulatory commissions. And if you see the duties or taxes or whatever it is, it may be electricity duty of 12% or 16%, it varies from state to state. It's a concurrent subject. Electricity is a concurrent subject, and it touches lives of every citizens of the country, be it the richest one or be it the poor of the poorest one. So all state government had came out with the subsidy mechanism, and the regulatory commissions has also came out with the cross-subsidized arrangements also. So if you see the taxation side also, maybe the governments or state governments may be earning some few crores or few thousand crores out of this GST or electricity duty. But last year, total subsidy extension was to the extent of around 80,000 crores to the poor peoples. So it is our money. Government is not earning on behalf of any other thing, but the taxes are only the way of the revenues. And these revenues are being used for construction of the social sector as well as to serve the poorest of the poor. So these are infringed in our financial system. So your point is well taken, but at the same time, this is the arrangement, economic arrangement in the country, that the tax will be utilized for serving of the citizens of the country. And second is the time overrun and cost overrun that you are talking about. Yes, I agree that there are cost overruns and the time overruns in the country in big, larger infrastructure projects, and which has to be taken care. And Government of India is very much alarmed on this, and I am a part of MAHUA, which takes care of smart cities or Amrit cities or metro programs or Swachh Bharat mission. So a lot of infrastructure development program, housing programs, so a lot of infrastructure development programs are being administered by our ministry. So we are all known about the fact, and the monitoring now is very, very stringent, and we are using AI, ML technologies also. So many softwares are also being used. So many consultants are also working to identify that the milestone-based monitoring should be done. And you can see the results also, that how the metros are being delivered or roads are being delivered. So things are changing, but finally, as CMD Irda has said, that attitude has to change, and it will start from us only.
Mr. Das, your few quick sentences comment, then we'll
I
close.
think I've already spoken during that. See, project getting delayed because most of our project officers are legacy minded. That mindset is the major contributor, 70%. 30% I can see, that is my own personal experience, because I worked in a project site also in this state, Gujarat, Bharuch, Kandahar. So I know how, when Gujarat the project are going, how it is getting delivered in time. If the same project is having X state, I'm not taking name. I don't want to create a state conflict. And I am coming from again a state that is East Coast. So both the coasts have different mindset, but things are changing now. We are living in a different India since last 10 years at least, I should say. The governance in government has completely undergone change. My one experience of any meeting in PMO, we attend, before I reach my office, I get a call, send the draft minute. Can you think of? Once I replied, I'm yet to reach my office, I'm in the parking. No, not required. You tell your assistant what is to discuss, let him prepare. So that kind of change is there. So the way things are changing, and at government level, they have already set up Gati. That is, all this, they are trying to bring in single window concept of clearance and project management in a single platform, so that any correlation among the project are well monitored. See, if you have a robust review and monitoring, then delay will not happen. See, look at my company. We are a 100% Government of India company before 6 months. And if we could become a benchmark of corporate governance, that is purely because changing mindset, very, very close review and monitoring with a dotted timeline and accountability in place. So those things were missing. And chalta hai, sarkar hai, hoga, and you go somewhere, then you have to wait for hours. Things are changing, people mindsets are changing. As Mr. Kulsar said, many issues are concurrent. Even if Government of India bringing some policy and implementing on us, even if we change also, and particularly when you talk about energy, you touched about tax of energy, that is a concurrent subject. But GST is again a concurrent issue. Whatever GST decisions has been taken till date, with all states' participation only. So it is not that they are not taken note of it. And again, you talk about saving this. And he has already said 80,000 crore subsidy. If you save there, again, government has to bring somewhere else. Now, why subsidy? In some forum, I spoken in a parliament committee meeting, subsidy is like cancer. Subsidy you have to give at a nascent stage of industry, like a child when you have to handle till the child starts walking. Once it starts walking, you should stop it. But we carry the inertia of getting the subsidy even if we are grown up. Even if we are get married, still hold the hand of parents. So that attitude has to change. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Sir,
you, CM
sir,
Raj.
I've got one. Sir, I've got one submission before our learned speakers. Myself, council member of the institute. For your kind information, our institute has come out with a robust publications on infrastructure financing. It's called Aid Memoir on Infrastructure Financing. This is the second edition, enlarged revised editions. And this has been appreciated across the country and across the infrastructure, barons, like even Gammon, L&T and others. And they have found it very much useful. So we have covered our in financing to renewable energy, financing to housing, and everything we have covered. And I request you, I will be sending you the book from the institute, because this has been released recently by the secretary of our MCA, Minister of Corporate Affairs, and we'll be definitely sending it to you for your kind review. Thank you, sir.
Thank renewable you, project, delay is exception. In general, renewable project executed much before time.
Yeah. Thank you.
Just taking a cue from what's been talked about by Mr. Kulsreshta and Mr. Das. This is a mindset and cultural issue. The project and the managing things in a very haphazard timelines and cost lines. It happens even in IT sector. Believe me, supposedly the most efficient sector is really culpable. It's happening in the big fours. It's happening in all the big IT companies. I'm telling you, from the scoping of the project to the execution, the architecture, it's all a cultural issue rather than the nature of the entity, whether it's a public sector. It doesn't matter. It cuts across. It's more of a cultural issue. China has been able to execute 20 gig project in 3 gorgeous project well ahead of schedule. The first 2 were GE supplied. The rest were all indigenously made, and they have been able to execute. It's a question of mindset.
Thank you. May I request CMA Gunjali to give his vote of thanks, please?
Thank you, Chairman, sir. Respected Chairman of this session, CMA, Dr. Paritosh Basu, and speakers of today's session, Raghavendra Prasad Venkatramana, and CMA Pradeep Kumar Das, and Sri Sanjay Kulasreshta, and my council colleague, A to Z Murthy, sir, and President of our institute, Dalavadi, sir, Vice President Vibhuti Nayak ji, and convener of this NCMAC, M.K. Anand, sir, and my council colleagues, and former presidents of our institute, and regional council members, chapter representative, and delegates of this NCMAC. So today we have come to an end of the technical sessions of this NCMAC. It is indeed my privilege to give a vote of thanks on this session. Actually, today's session started by our chairman, CMA Pratish Basu sir. Really, actually what he said, we don't paid for the hour, we have paid for the value created for the hour. Sir, today's your speech really added and created the value in all of us, sir. See, please join him and big applause for him, sir. Sir, one more you touched, the management of climate emergency. So that is the prerequisite of this day, sir, actually. We live with the nature. Nature is living with us cooperation only. So if we miss this cooperation, really it is a disaster for all of us. It may be the good oxygen, maybe good blue water. So all we need for live. Even nature is also depending upon us. When we, all of us, live with synchronization, then only we can prosper. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Raghavendra Prasad Venkataman, sir, really your speech was inspirational, thought-provoking, and your ideas to grow big in consulting areas are great, helpful for us, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. And our own CMA Pradeep Kumar Das, really, sir, you touched the right point, sir, actually. That the respect and value for the time, discipline in the life, and attitude only can build a big firms, sustain the firms, survival of the firms, and growth of the firms. Sir, I am very thankful for you to bringing this awareness in all among of us, sir. Thank you so much, sir. With your permission, just I will slightly change your slogan, sir. Value forever, once CMA, always CMA. We are gems, only we need a polishing and fearless attitude towards the goal. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, Sanjay Kulasresh, sir, CMS, sir is rightly said that we are the right people, right fraternity to handle, manage the project management, sir. Really, sir, thank you. Thank you so much for making us, sir. We can only curtain the cost overrun and time overrun, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I extend my heartfelt thanks to the delegates. Thank you for being here and for your active participation. Without your engagement, enthusiasm, today's event would not be the more memorable one, but you made it more memorable one. Thank you for being here, sir. Once again, thank you all for being part of this event. We look forward to you for continued support and participation in our future endeavors. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Can we have a group photo, please? Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone. It was really enriching for all of us here. And we'll be starting with the valedictory session in 10-15 minutes time. I request everyone, there's a tea break for 10-15 minutes at the back. Just in this auditorium at the back, you need not go out from here. So please enjoy your tea here. And in the meanwhile, before we start with the valedictory session, a small announcement. Kindly collect your kit and the bag and your memento by today. And the memento, the photo needs to be clicked by 12 noon today so that you can get your photo by the memento by 2 p.m. So please make it a point to collect your kit and the bag. The photo needs to be taken by 12 noon, and please collect your memento by 2 p.m. today because we'll be leaving around 3. And in the meantime, we have a very small session by CMA Dr. DP Nandi sir, who is basically an announcement by CMA Dr. DP Nandi sir, who is the Senior Director of Studies and HR and Admin of the Institute, and he will be just announcing a few lines on the new skills training scheme.
Very good afternoon. So there is an announcement because we are already served the notification to all the chapters and regions regarding our new skills training scheme. So there is 120 hours intermediate skill training we have already started, and we are supporting to the chapters and regions for hybrid mode of teaching, especially for Microsoft and for e-filing course. We'll have a physical mode of training for these students by these chapters and regions. And in the final level, we have introduced again 80 hours of skill training along with 10 days IOTP program. Earlier it was only 7 days. Now we have increased to 10 days IOTP program. And we have recently an initiative we have taken with IIT Madras for various skill training courses with IIT Madras. There are 7 IITs, important IITs of India and IISc. So 2 of the courses in the intermediate level, we are having courses on soft skill, which will be done with IIT Roorkee. And in the final level, we are having business analytics course with IIT Madras. Apart from that, we have started a new initiative with NPTEL IIT Madras for delivering our courses like GST, cost accounting, management accounting in their platform. So it will be an initiative already Institute has started. So I request all the representatives from chapters and regions to be in touch with our Directorate of Studies regarding this new skill training mode. Already we have served the notification. I am also here. If there is any confusion, anything to understand more, we'll be discussing in between during the lunch and in the evening. Thank you, everyone.
साउंड चाहिए, साउंड को भी लगा। हाँ, कहाँ आपका कुछ है तो दे दो। कहाँ ये रहा, अच्छा यही है। एक मिनट खाली कीपर है। ये नीचे रहो। આમાં છે ને બહુ ઓકે તો આમાં ડિટેક્ટ ના કરતા તકલીફ આવી ગઈ છે આઈડેન્ટિટી सर आपके इसमें क्या प्ले करिए सर, ऑडियो वाला कोई चेक करिए, प्ले करिए। अच्छा फर्स्ट लाइट प्लस फर्स्ट लाइट फुल स्क्रीन करिए, है ना, चेंज कर दीजिए। अब तो है ना क्या आता है, हाँ कोई बात नहीं। हाँ अपना
Dear all, can we please have your seats so that we can start with the session immediately? We would like to start with the valedictory session immediately, so please have your seats. सर ये कुछ आपका है क्या? Good afternoon, everyone. We would start off with the valedictory session of NCMAC 2024. Kindly requesting everyone to please have your seats. So we start off with the valedictory session of Viksit Bharat 2047, NCMAC 2024. And for the valedictory session, we would like to call upon on stage the dignitaries. We would like to call upon Sri Sunil Shah, Chairman, Gujarat Innovation Society, the Chief Guest of Honor. Welcome, sir. Our President, sir, CMA Ashwinji Dalwadi, sir. Please welcome them with a big round of applause with all the energy, as this is the valedictory session and it's going to end in some time. Next, we would like to call upon CMA BB Naik, sir, our Vice President, sir, of the Institute. CMA TCA Srinivasa Prasad, sir, the Council Member of the Institute. Chairman WIRC CMA Chaitanya Lakshmarao Mohori. Welcome, sir. CMA Satyanarayan Mittal, sir, the Chairman NIRC. CMA Dr. Kaushik Banerjee, sir, the Secretary of the Institute. So we have with us the guest of honor, Sri Sunil Shah, Chairman, Gujarat Innovation Society. We have with us our President, CMA Ashwinji Dalwadi, sir. CMA BB Naik, sir, the Vice President of the Institute. CMA TCA Srinivasa Prasad, sir, Council Member of the Institute. We have with us Chairman WIRC, Chairman NIRC, and Kaushik Banerjee, sir, Secretary of the Institute. Welcome, everyone. We start the valedictory session with felicitation of guest of honor, Sri Sushil Shah, and a big round of applause for him, Chairman, Gujarat Innovation Society, by our President, sir. Sri Sunil Shah, sir, IIM Ahmedabad Entrepreneur Academician Advisor. He is the Managing Director of Motivation Engineers and Infrastructure Private Limited. He is a Strategic Advisor, MNC, Corporate and MSME, and also the co-author of the Career Carver. He is the Chairman of All Gujarat Innovation Society Trust, the Chairman of the GIS Foundation, and the Director of Vibrant Motivation and Development Foundation. He is also a member of the Government of India Initiatives, member of the Government of Gujarat Initiatives, member of the Academic Initiatives. He is also the member of the Gujarat Chamber of Commerce and Industry, member of IIM Ahmedabad Alumni Association, member of the Executive Board of the Gujarat State Plastic Manufacturers Association from 2019 to 20, and also the councillor from 2010-2015, member from 2013 to 2015, and chairman from 2010 to 2013 of Ahmedabad Municipal Corporation. So big round of applause for him. We have the welcome address by our Vice President, Sir, CMA BB Nayak, Sir, to start off this valedictory session. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, madam. Namaskar. Good afternoon to all. This is the valedictory session. It is very difficult to extend welcome. So, I am extending this welcome for future ensuing next program or national convention, wherever it may be. So this is the beginning. I am expressing from my heart before formal welcome to our guest of honor and our Honorable President Chaitanji and Secretary TCS sir. I am expressing from my heart, I am not able to control myself. I am linking to this convention, Sankalp to Siddhi. This is the only place we have started our journey, Sankalp to Siddhi. No other place than this place is the best place for taking Sankalp, because this is the place of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, state of Gujarat. For the last 3 days, all we are taking only veg, and all are brahmachari, and following the Hindu law to taking the Sankalp commitment. Then we'll start our journey for sadhana, then to reach Siddhi. I'm expressing my gratitude, rather welcome, to all the delegates, former presidents. This is the first time I have seen the maximum number of former presidents. They are having their presence here, and they are playing the vital role of advisory. They are guiding the entire fraternity. And my council colleagues, all chapter and regional council representative, and other invited speakers, they have contributed a lot, insights or input. We will prepare our document, our own institute vision. We cannot extend up to 2047. Definitely we'll modify the existing vision 2030 of our institute. It was already documented. That needs some modification, and we'll project to 2047 for achieving the goal and contributing to Viksit Bharat 2047 and creating synergy, collaboration, and most important, the all sessions and all experts, we have gathered something, and our Sanjay, TCS sir, Sanjay means after Mahabharat, Sanjay was there. Last, not sir, you. महाभारत का जो संजय उपाच होता है पहले शुरू हुआ था शुरू से that means 0 version of Lord Sri Krishna to Arjun that you start from 0. That was the advice. And the end part of the Mahabharata was Sanjay was expressing, narrating everything, what outcomes are, what is the result, what is the consequence of the Mahabharata war. That part it will be responsibility is taken by our TCSR. He will aggregate all the outcome. So I am not taking much time. Again, finally I am welcoming, extending my heartfelt thanks to all. If any mistakes, errors, or any lacuna is there in conducting this program here, then please you put your input so that in future we will not commit any mistake. Because mistake is the best advice to rectify future. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And we now have a summing up session by CMA TCA Srinivasa Prasad sir, Council Member of the Institute. And I assure you all that you would love this session because he has taken a lot of pain in preparing this presentation. So please have a look.
This being concluding session, I have suggested that we have received several messages from high authorities whom we had invited. Just a briefing on that I have requested. Wait for a while.
Yeah, we thought of sharing all the messages that we've got for this NCMAC 2024, and we are happy that we've got so many messages to the CME fraternity. So please have a look. The first message we have from Bhupendra Patel, sir, the Chief Minister of the Gujarat state.
Where is it?
So his message, cost accounting is the process of recording, classifying, analyzing, summarizing, and allocating costs associated with the process and then developing various courses of action to control the costs. The goal of cost accountancy is to advise the management on how to optimize business practices on cost efficiency and capability. Cost accounting provides the detailed cost information that management needs to control current operations and plan for the future. I am much pleased to learn that the Institute of Cost Accountants of India, ICMAI, is organizing 61st National Cost and Management Accountants Convention, NCMAC 2024, during 28th to 29th, 2024 at Ekta Nagar SOU. It is heartening to learn that the theme of the convention has been determined as Viksit Bharat 2047, Synergizing Catalyst for Sankalp to Siddhi. I'm sure the addresses given by the eminent persons from government, industrial arena, and professional gurus will be most useful for the attendees. I hereby extend my heartiest best wishes to the team ICMAI and all the stakeholders for the success of the event and for a bright future ahead. So, message from Bhupendra Patel, Sir, Chief Minister, Gujarat State. We also have several messages from the governor's side for NCMAC 2024. The governor's messages. We have messages from Bandaru Dattatreya, Governor of Haryana, from Shri Phagu Chauhan, Governor of Meghalaya. No, sir, I'm not reading. So, message from Bandaru Dattatreya, sir, the Governor of Haryana. He has exclusively given this message for NCMAC 2024. The next message. Message from Arjun Ram Meghwal, sir. So we always get motivated by him through messages. The Minister of State for Law and Justice and Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs, Government of India. The message from Arjun Ram Meghwal, sir, the Minister of State for Law and Justice and Minister of State for Parliamentary Affairs, Government of India, New Delhi. We have the governor's messages as shown. We also have the messages from Shri Phagu Chauhan, Governor of Meghalaya, from Shri Indra Sena Reddy Nellu, Governor of Tripura, Shri Raghubal Das, Governor of Odisha, and Shri D.K. Joshi, sir, Governor of Andaman and Nicobar. We have received messages for NCMAC 2024 from Ministers Shri Harsh Malhotra, Minister of State for Road Transport, Highways of Corporate Affairs, Shri Pankaj Chaudhary, Minister of State for Finance, Shri Sarbananda Sonowal, Minister of Shipping and Waterways, and Shri Jagdish Vishwakarma, Minister of State, Corporation and Soil Industries, Printing and Stationeries, Protocol, MSME, Cottage and Khadi. We have also received a message from the Finance Secretary, Dr. T.V. Somanathan, sir, IAS, Finance Secretary, Ministry of Finance. So I think we can have a big round of applause for all the messages that we have received for this event. Continuing with the valedictory session, we now have the summing up session by CMA TCA Srinivasa Prasad Sir, Council Member of the Institute.
Good afternoon. Lunchtime. Good afternoon. Ready? Yeah, this is a quick sum up of what we have been here for the past 2 days, in fact 3 days. In fact, we started on 27. So on a lighter side, mine is only finally a real PowerPoint presentation. You can see a PowerPoint on the wall, to put your plug and all. But that's not the case. The next one sums up everything. Have a look at it. Welcome, the whole people are there, day 2, day 3, day 4. Luckily, beautifully, we are not like the 4th quadrant, what we are seeing. I think that calls for a big round of applause. Though there were a lot of flights available, people didn't take those flights. Thank you very much. The whole thing is from what we have seen in the past. Now we have learned a lot of things. So there were a lot of advisors, guidance from learned speakers and the resource persons as to how we should move to the future. And we will certainly go to the great future of CMAs. Inaugural session, we had CMA Bibi Nayak, CMA Ashwinji Dalwadi, CMA DC Bajaj as chief guest, and CMA MK Anand, who was doing the expression of gratitude. Let's see what all this said.
Chief guest, CMA DC Bajaj sir, former president of our institute, our
VP sir said, this gathering is our testament to our commitment, Sankalp to Siddhi, recalling Niti Aayog document on social progress, environmental sustainability, economy, growth, good governance. And he also said the journey is a collective one. Policymakers, industry leaders, academia, professionals like us. Especially the convention is not just a gathering, it's a platform for collaboration and innovation. Great. Next came our president.
Investment that will ensure that we live a healthier planet for future generations.
We are happy. We are here to rededicate ourselves to the Viksit Bharat 2047. We must lead, we should strive for excellence, global recognition for CMAs, profession to become indispensable. Let us empower the national leadership. This was the sum and substance of our president. Then we had a release of Outlook Business Magazine, a special edition, June, July, contours of CMA, dimensions in C-suits. Then came our CMA Icon Awardee, CMA CB Anantakrishnan.
Learning from him a lot in my stint when I was in the fertilizers.
He was grateful to the Institute for the award, and he acknowledged that what he is today is because of the Institute, and our PSU headed by a CMA is one of the top 10 PSUs in the country. We have to brand ourselves in the corridors of power. This was his words of wisdom. Then we had an MOU between ICMA and FICCI FLO. This was on virtual mode. Then came our CMA DC Bajaj Saab.
And 3 excellent programs today. We had all that business.
He was discussing about the 3 important aspects of that day's event. Outlook magazine release, Icon Award to CMA Anantakrishnan, MOU with FICCI, and Viksit Bharat and India at 75th year, the country's remarkable achievements, PM speech on Sabka Sabke Saath, Sabka Vikas, Niti Aayog paper on Viksit Bharat, unleashing the potential on green growth. He also said, India in the eyes of the world, what is that? And aspirations of Indians have changed. He had given a lot of examples of that. Citizens' expectation, fastest growing industries in the India I was talking, and birth rate has come down, he was telling, and then he was giving the demographic impact of that, and world's top 15 economies. Through the times he was showing an opportunities for CMAs, and CMAs to become finance business partner, enhancement of skills and sharing of knowledge he was talking. Then came our CMA, M.K. Anand. He had a dilemma, whom to thank. That was his first sentence, in fact. So the way we have chosen the venue is on two and for a residential program. And he was very, very emotional. We had to stop the registration midway, he was telling, through the arrangements for the event. And thanked all the officials of the institutes. Thanks are due to the Vice President, President Bajaji and Ananta Krishnan. And he said that the publication of the Outlook special issue is a new step forward.
I took a cue from our icon of the year, Mr. Ananta Krishnan. He says that today I am here because of my qualification, that is cost and management accountant.
Then we had a plenary session. We had CMA Asim Kumar Mukhopadhyay as the chairman, Professor Amit Karna, and we had CMA Bikash Prasad. We had Neeraj Joshi and P. Vinay Ranjan doing the honors of welcome, pleasantries, and expression of gratitude. And we had Neeraj Joshi here.
A very warm welcome on behalf of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India. Friends, the theme of this NCMAC that we have considered is Viksit Bharat 2047.
Apart from welcoming everybody, he was stressing the contribution in the growth and building of the nation, management accounting trends, techniques and tools so that the profession becomes the forerunner. And then we said that we are the real engine of professional growth in the Viksit Bharat 2047. He was recalling the words of wisdom of APJ Abdul Kalam Saab. Next, Mr. CMA Asim Kumar Mukhopadhyay. Let's hear him.
In various forums, in various ways when India has been progressing, what will be the role of CMA? And definitely, when we are talking of Viksit Bharat 2047...
He was having a lot of pride when he announced that I am a CMA for the past 41 years and I am very proud of that. And he was telling my organization has chosen him as CMA to head the e-mobility vertical. We have moved from, he was saying, notebook to iPad, combustion engine to electric vehicles, physical to virtual, paper currency to digital currency, cable network to OTT, and that at Tata's, they have achieved the mobile connected vehicles, thousands of them. And he also said that we have to nurture our basic culture, electric, hydrogen, ethanol, the future, the investment of 60,000 crores of rupees on all these things, and net zero by 2045 with some of the organization, AI-powered training to drivers as they are driving, and CMAs to do innovation for value creation. Value is created by intangible assets. Financial results are necessary, but definitely not sufficient. Values, reserves, liberate, create. That was it. And he ended with Ek Bharat, Shrestha Bharat. We had Professor Amit Karna.
Bharat 2047, I think each of the professional needs to find a space and a role in that future.
He said that the professional services will play the most important role in fluent growth. 3 categories of business he was telling. Uses natural resources, uses financial capital, relies on human capital. The best part was 6 trends in which the businesses will be reshaped and the demands will be done is generic AI and automation, digital transformation and a hybrid way of working, lifelong learning, entrepreneurship and innovations, rise of India, ESG and DEI. We had then CMA Bikash Prasad.
Climate didn't appear. However, in 2020, all the 5 top risks were related to climate and environment.
He was
only in
explaining
2021 because of
why
COVID.
we are
The
talking
infectious
about
disease is
ESG
also
now
considered as
and the
one of
levels of ppm he was telling, global warming impact he was talking, and calls for a refocus he was telling. Then he was coming out with 14 key steps for becoming sustainability driven CMA and CFO. Then came Mr. CMA P. Vinayaranjan, who is a man, mainly acts and speaks less, thanked everybody.
Anil Karna sir and Vikas Prasad, two power-packed deliberations, who have really given insightful thought with respect to the how CMAs can move forward and be part of Viksit Bharat 2047.
Then we had the first technical session, managing through effective governance. We had the welcome by CMA Dr.
Managing
V.
Director, ICMA RVO, Registered Values Organization. You will definitely add value for this session.
Thank the organizers for the event, discussed about the importance of changes, cost optimization through case studies, talked about the role of CMAs as drivers of growth, policies should be unambiguous, crystal clear, and the future belongs to the cost accountants. There were release of publications, the first one being the Enterprise Performance and Risk Management for MSMEs, then release of compendium of MSME schemes. Then came Dr. S.K. Gupta.
That the world is changing, and it is changing very, very
Customer is the
rapidly
starting and ending point in the business. Customer delight he was talking, and he was talking of the Guru Mantras, resource efficiency, resilience, adaptation, developing strong ethics, agility, soft skills, DEI, and he was telling culture holds the key, and board effectiveness. Then came Professor Vishwanath Pingali.
2004, two gentlemen at Harvard Business School, Ravi Palepu and Tarun Khanna, wrote a paper on navigating this, and they defined policy.
He was talking about the story of a prisoner's dilemma, game X and Y, the myth of win-win, about the competition, minimizing the cost is very important, though creativity plays a very important role, changing the nature of services and agglomeration of various services in one product. Case of a SIM card he was talking. Then in the world of disruptive innovation, ROI is the one which does not have the same relevance which it had earlier. He was talking about elephants and cheetahs and economies of scale he was talking. Then came CMA Rajnish Jain.
The thing which is free the world is clapping. And I see a huge scarcity of this particular resource here. So if we have to really move
traditional cost optimization imperative, driving EBITDA and freeing up capital. And he was talking, what is the cost optimization imperative redefined? Effective resource utilization, spur global competition, attract investments, ensure financial predictability, mitigate risk, reduce impact on environment, provide competitive advantage. Then he also said we have to move from capital to natural capital. He talked about the case studies, reimagining the 3 R's, reduce, reuse, recycle, Walmart, Unilever, Dell's cases he dwelt upon. Then we had CMA Harshad Deshpande.
But very effective ways we as a cost and management accountants, how we can optimize the cost, which will in turn.
He was talking about the takeaways while expressing his words of gratitude, how we should adapt ourselves and flexible. Very fruitful session, steering by the chairman of the session, and he thanked all the participants. Then came the technical session 2, leveraging technology towards a sustainable fintech ecosystem. CMA Chittaranjan Chattopadhyay said,
Dharmesh Tajani, head of listing, NSC, and my colleague with the council, Rajendra Singh Bhati, will not make you go.
He was telling the topic chosen is such that everyone will be glued to their seats. Role of the chairman of IAASP, release of publication, he was telling. He was thanking everybody who contributed, importance of the CMA roles in fintech, he was talking. Then the gist of happening in the BFSI was explained by him. Then we had release of 3 publications, release of customs, practices and procedures, release of research bulletin, then release of manual on internal audit of risk management in the mining sector. Then came CMA Sanjay Gupta.
I met your chairman a couple of times, and even we keep on getting research out of Adya, keep on getting SEBI. So how we can, our course and our curriculum and what are the changes we should brought in, because we could see a lot of young members.
In fact, he was drawing out a lot of points from the speakers. Importance of technology of professionals. Every board is interested in tech usage in all professional services. We have to unlearn, learn, relearn, and repeat the process. Individuals themselves can compute the carbon footprint and then do the needful. The regulators can involve CMAs in all your endeavors. He was requesting in all your activities, you can count on us. Then came Shri Praveen S.
For all your hospitality. Now, the topic of this event, of my presentation is building inclusive and sustainable fintech industries, the role of CMAs. Now, the problem is this.
He was expressing that regulators' decisions are many times questioned based on non-availability of information in the public domain, because 75% is available with them, 25% is with us. He was giving Elon Musk example. CMAs have a good role, he was acknowledging, and then he was telling then we can enter into a partnership in the form of MOU. Then we had Shri Dharmesh Tejani.
In June 2017. Our vision is aligned with the government.
He was explaining about the NSE, 9 activities of NSE, third-party certificates where we will be able to get into. In a query, he said that they can consider in collaborating with ICMAI and they can recruit qualified CMAs. Then we had our CMA Rajendra Singh Bhatti.
शिष्य जो था वो एक ऐसी पेंटिंग बनाता था और गुरु से जाके बोलता था कि मैंने कैसी बनाई, तो गुरु बोलता है इसमें आपने थोड़ा सा कुछ
He was giving a beautiful story of the guru who wanted more and more and more from the students. Apart from welcoming, he gave his words of wisdom, and he was acknowledging the chairman of the session as a unique way of bringing out many aspects from the speakers which I mentioned earlier. Then came the technical session 3 today morning. Developing global consultancy, Indian giants and leveraging technology. We had all these stalwarts on the dais, and we have CMA Dr. How do we call? A to Z Murthy. Let's hear him.
Experience. Be ready, dear ones. We have first session of the day on the second day of the convention in the form of third session, that is today, in the journey to Viksit Bharat, led by Honorable Prime Minister of the country.
He was referring, be ready from Sankalp to Siddhi through sadhana. Entire journey of the 2 days just was covered. As per the vision of our PM, let's reform, perform, and transform. Then we had our Dr. Paritosh Basuji.
Design of this program, and we'll develop on this theme, and we'll say that our CMAs should turn to be the value innovators, not value innovators.
Lot of input, lot of knowledge we gained, and he gave the few kernels and to set the tone, and on the consulting, support, expert, knowledge, services, success. He was talking about the bow tie approach, re-engineer and reposition, and there are a lot of things. The 10 commandments for global consultancy. He was also suggesting that CMA should get into the blue consultancy for water management, and he was referring the 3D technology, printing technology, where we will be able to contribute. Then we had Dr. Raghavendra Prasad.
And as an angel investor and a mentor for some of the startups, this is my fourth phase of the career actually. After working in global corporates for close to 20 years.
Just talking about what is fintech, what role CMS can play, what kind of support we can do. New fintech companies where CMS can contribute is the neo-banking, lending tech companies, insurance tech companies, then the typical challenges and the mitigation of them, different case studies he was discussing, emphasis on last man connectivity along with the last mile connectivity he was talking. Shared economy is very much essential for fintech deliveries, that is what he was mentioning. Then we had CMA Pradeep Kumar Das.
What kind of competencies we are. Still today, we are not getting the due what we are supposed to get or what we deserve. For which we are partially responsible, but internal thing we can provide.
He really treated this as a family, so he was
And
mentioning that we should have more discipline, time management, and discipline needs to be imbibed within ourselves along with the skills. And he was mentioning that the institute is taking relentless efforts to get the due recognition for CMAs, talking about the India infrastructure market of 220 to 260 lakh crore, out of which 30 lakh crore will be on only renewable energy. And he was talking about the growth on RE sectors, IRIDA's journey, change of approach and attitude. He was talking of the CMA's role as a strategic support, project implementation, policy formulation. And he was happy to announce that they are and will be recruiting CMAs every year. Then came Sri Sanjay Kulshrestha.
It was in the MNCs, state PSUs.
So he was telling we are in the age of opportunities and transformation. Understanding of the various management is an integral part. Government had started the ball rolling for global consulting by Indian enterprises, and we should seize this opportunity, talking about the emerging areas of consultancy, investment management in infrastructure, capacity building through training, wholesale financing, end-to-end project management. And he was also pleased to say that we will be having CMAs in our company. Then we had CMA Suresh Gunjali.
And convener of this of NCMAC, M.K. Anand sir, and my council colleagues, and the former president of our institute.
While thanking everybody, he was definitely communicating that we have to live with the nature and with mutual cooperation and synergy. The ideas to grow big in consultancy is the need of the hour, discipline and value of time awareness he again mentioned. We are CMAs, we need a little bit of polishing. He was talking about the diamonds, and he thanked all the participants for that. And now we are at this valedictory. Thank you very much. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. And that's why we love to see your presentations always. We now have the address by CMA Ashwinji Dalwadi, sir, our president of the institute.
Guest of honor, Sri Sunil Bhai, my colleague, Sri B.B. Nayak, Vice President Sir, TCA Srinivas Prasad Sir, Kaushik Banerjee, Chaitanya Moite, distinguished guest, dignitaries, my council colleagues, and dear participants and media members, a very good afternoon to you. I will cut short my speech to just let us have some more minutes for others and other activities. As we come to the conclusion of this remarkable convention, I stand before you with a profound sense of gratitude and optimism. The theme, Viksit Bharat 2047, Synergizing Catalyst for Sankalp to Siddhi, resonates deeply with our shared vision for a developed India by 2047, a century after our independence. Over the past few days, we have engaged in a thoughtful deliberations, exchange innovative ideas, charted actionable pathways, and our collective effort is a testament to our commitment to transforming the aspirations into achievements, or as our theme beautifully puts it, from Sankalp to Siddhi. The Statue of Unity serves as a poignant reminder of what we can achieve when we come together with shared vision. The road to develop Bharat is paved with numerous catalysts. There was many discussions on it, and Prasad sir has given synopsis of that. I would say that our discussions have highlighted the pivotal role of CMS in this journey. Innovation and technology are at the forefront of our march towards 2047. We must embrace the cutting-edge technologies from artificial intelligence to blockchain to streamline our processes and enhance our decision-making capabilities. Sustainability is no longer a choice, but it is a necessity. Empowering the next generation is vital for our vision. We must invest in education and continuous professional development, ensuring that future cost and management accountants are equipped with the skills and knowledge to navigate ever-evolving economic landscape and challenges. Our institutions and professional bodies must prioritize capacity building to maintain a pipeline of competent and ethical professionals. Our journey from Sankalp to Siddhi requires collaboration. The synergy between the government, industry, academia, and professional bodies will be instrumental in achieving our goals. We must work together, leveraging each other's strengths and expertise to create holistic and inclusive growth environment. As we conclude this convention, let us carry forward the insights gained and strategies formulated and the results strengthened. The cost and management accountants are committed to become catalysts of change, driving India towards its envisioned future. Together, we can transform Viksit Bharat 2047 from a dream into a reality. I extend my heartfelt thanks to all distinguished participants, guest speakers, and my council colleagues, former presidents, representatives of regional council, chapters, delegates, sponsors, media, and all of this have made this convention a success. Your contribution have been invaluable, and your dedication and really inspiring. Let us embark on this journey with renewed vigor, unwavering resolve, and collective spirit. From Sankalp to Siddhi, let us build a developed Bharat by 2047. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And we now have the release of few publications which will be happening. So at first we have the release of the research publication, Digital Transformation, a Prismatic View. And for that, I also request CMA Dr. Paritosh Basu sir, CMA Dr. KCHAV SN Murthy sir, Council Member of the Institute, and CMA Suresh R. Gunjal sir to please come on stage. This is the release of the research publication, Digital Transformation, A Prismatic View, by CMA Dr. Paritosh Basu sir. So we request him to please join us in the release of the research publication, along with CMA Dr. KCHAVSN Murthy sir, Council Member of the Institute, and also CMA Suresh R. Gunjali sir, Council Member of the Institute. The release of the research publication, Digital Transformation, A Prismatic Views, a book by CMA Dr. Paritosh Basu sir. We have the next publication release, the release of NCMAC souvenir. And for this, we also have CMA Dr. KCHAVSN Murthy sir, who have throughout this journey and publication helped us in various arenas. So the release of the NCMAC souvenir. Of the NCMAC souvenir. The release of the NCMAC souvenir. We request for a group photo. A group photo, please. And we also request CMA Dr. Paritosh Basu sir to please share your views in short and your thoughts and ideas on the book Digital Transformation, A Prismatic View.
Honorable President, Honorable Chief Guest of this session, Honorable Vice President, respected Council members, respected Vice Presidents, senior members of the profession, and my CMA fraternity and colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what to talk about, but I'll quickly share a couple of my thoughts. And the first thought that occurred me when the first book, this book's first edition was published in March 2022, I thought that something has been achieved, and I had an ecstasy of joy. And that failed me to realize that perhaps knowledge is not a destination, it's a journey. And that particular feeling made me also to forget the pearl of wisdom of a very eminent jurist. And I request your attention to this particular sentence, which drove me all along to write this book. He said, the best part of our knowledge is that which teaches us where knowledge lives off, ignorance starts there. Where knowledge lives off, ignorance starts there. And that is what excited me and challenged myself that, okay, can I delve further into this? And can I persist on exploring the emerging technologies and various implications of those into what it is? I spoke to Dr. D.P. Nandi, the Senior Director of the Institute. You know, the idea came from him that the council members have requested us to start a column on digital transformation for our CMS to know about it. So why don't you start the column? And that is where the journey started. And 5 years now, the 55 articles have been, research papers have been published. When the first book was published, I requested Dr. Nandi, my mind is getting aged. Can I continue writing because the journey is really exciting? Dr. Nandi again said if the appropriate authorities can approve, then definitely you can continue. And that is the result of this book. I express my extreme gratitude to the president of the institute, the council members, the editor of the journal, the management accountant, the chairman of the research committee and the publication committee, CMA Chujed Murthy, our entire colleagues and helping support team, including Dr. Nandi's team for the editorial portion of the book. I take this opportunity to bow to my parents who instilled in me the passion for learning and passion for seeking knowledge. And I'll fail in my duty if I do not say one sentence about my beloved wife and my daughter, whom I very badly deprived of their time in my life, their share of time in my life. They have also contributed for this result which has come out today. Thank you very much indeed. President, I'm indeed grateful to the Institute. I'm indeed grateful to all of you. I only request my CMA friends, kindly read this book in the context of the time when it was written, because technological-oriented knowledge is getting obsolete every month. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. Namaskar.
Requesting everyone to please collect a copy of the souvenir, NCMAC souvenir, before you leave. It's good to have a copy, so requesting everyone to please collect a copy before you leave today. And we also have a release of the publication right now. The last release of the publication, which is the knowledge pack, and it's a soft launch of the release. The release of the knowledge pack. It's a soft launch release. The Knowledge Report online release acknowledgements goes to the Institute of the Cost Accountants of India, who expresses the gratitude and greatly acknowledge the support provided by CMA Dr. A.S. Durga Prasad Sir, former President ICMAI, CMA J.S. Anand, past President of Hyderabad Chapter, CMA N. Srinivasan, Senior Member of Hyderabad Chapter, and CMA Vijay Kiran Agastya Sir, the Regional Council Member SIRC ICMAI, for their valuable contribution in the knowledge pack of NCMAC 2024. We now proceed towards the MOU signing between our institute ICMAI and Parul University. So we have the MOU signing between ICMAI and Parul University, and to do the needful, it's a MOU between the Institute of the Cost Accountants of India and Parul University, Vadodara, Gujarat. For doing the same, we would now like to invite on stage Dr. Bijal Jhaveri, Dean of Parul University. A big round of applause, please. Dr. Bijal Jhaveri, the Dean of Parul University. Dr. Deepak Gewala, Associate Professor of Parul University. Welcome, sir. And CMA Nihar Nayak, Assistant Professor of Parul University. We have from the Institute side CMA Dr. Kaushik Banerjee Sir, Secretary of the Institute, and we would also like to call upon stage CMA Mihir Vyas, Secretary from WIRC, and from Vadodara Chapter we would like to call on stage CMA Priyank Vyas. So we have with us Dr. Bijal Jhaveri, Dean, Parul University, Dr. Deepak Gewala, Associate Professor, Parul University, CMA Nihar Nayak, Assistant Professor, Parul University, and from ICMAI we have CMA Dr. Kaushik Banerjee Sir, Secretary of the Institute, CMA Mihir Vyas, Secretary from WIRC, and from Vadodara Chapter we have CMA Priyank Vyas. We would now like to request our President Sir for felicitation of Dr. Bijal Jhaveri, Dean from Parul University. The felicitation by our President Sir to Dr. Bijal Jhaveri, the Dean of Parul University. The felicitation of Dr. Deepak Gewala, Associate Professor, Parul University. The felicitation of Dr. Deepak Gewala, Associate Professor from Parul University. And now we have the felicitation of CMA Nihar Nayak, Associate Professor, Parul University by our President Sir. The MOU signing between Parul University and ICMAI now. It's indeed a prestigious moment for all of us to sign a MOU with Parul University. I think this really deserves a big round of applause. Please. if you can please take your respective seats. Just a small mention, the Institute ICMAI entered into a tie-up with the Tricolor Hospital for where we are basically offering discounted facility for the members and the students in the OPD and IPD. We have already signed a tie-up between ICMAI and the Tricolor Hospital, where we have been providing discounted facility for members and students in the OPD and IPD. So a round of applause once more.
Then secretary sir will also I will be.
You want to talk about your move? Please tell us a few words about your move and please give it to them. Please come.
Ma'am will come.
We can request Dr. Bijal Jhaveri, Dean from Parul University, to please focus on the MOU that we have signed with you, to share your thoughts, your views, and about the MOU, please.
Hello, good afternoon to all of you. On behalf of Parul University, Dean, Faculty of Management Studies, Dr. Bijal Jhaveri, I would like to express my special congratulations to entire team of ICMAI for this academic collaborations with Parul University. We are planning with so many faculty development program, management development program, executive development program under this initiatives, and apart from that, it will provide great learning opportunity to students as well as to provide a practical exposure to the students. And this is just a beginning. We would like to make further collaboration and association as a partner of extension of study center. Best wishes to all of you. This entire conference I would like to summarize in one line: the cohort of powerful intellectual mindsets, leading thinkers and thinking leaders. Best wishes to all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. And we now have the address by our guest of honor, Shri Sunil Shah, Sir, Chairman, Gujarat Innovation Society. Sir, please.
Good afternoon. मैं ज़्यादा समय नहीं लूँगा आपके खाने के और आपके बीच में मैं गलत समय पे आया हूँ, तो मैं ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं लूँगा. गुड आफ्टरनून फ्रेंड्स. अभी भी नहीं समझ रहा है मुझे. गुड आफ्टरनून. यहाँ बैठे हुए मेरे सभी CMA दोस्तों को मेरा प्रणाम. जैसे कि अभी बताया गया, हमारे साथ में काफ़ी सीनियर प्रेसिडेंट्स भी पुराने हैं, उन सबको भी मेरा प्रणाम. यहाँ मेरे साथ में डायस ऊपर भाई श्री अश्विन भाई दलवारी जी. मुझे नहीं चाहिए. एक स्लाइड आप चलाओ, वहाँ से पहली स्लाइड चला दो, अपने आप चला दो. भाई श्री नायक जी, भाई श्री श्रीनिवास प्रसाद जी, मिस्टर चैतन्य जी, मिस्टर कौशिक बैनर्जी. मित्रों, क्योंकि हम यहाँ पर विकसित भारत के बारे में बात करने आए हैं, मुझे लगता है कि अगर इसकी बात हमें करनी है तो सबसे पहले हम सबको एक साथ में अपने मन से, हृदय से, बहुत बड़ी ऊंची मात्रा में आवाज़ से मेरे साथ 2 बार कम से कम ये बोलना चाहिए, भारत माता की। बहुत बहुत कम वॉइस। 2047 में तो हम नहीं पहुंचेंगे, इस आवाज़ से तो नहीं पहुंचेंगे मेरे दोस्तों। भारत माता की। चलिए, मैं समझता हूं कि सबसे पहले तो मैं आप सब लोगों की क्षमा चाहता हूं, इसलिए क्षमा चाहता हूं कि भाई श्री अश्विन भाई ने आदरणीय चीफ मिनिस्टर को और हमारे दोस्त आदरणीय इंडस्ट्री मिनिस्टर को, दोनों को यहाँ आने के लिए आग्रह किया था, लेकिन मैं उन दोनों की ओर से, क्योंकि मैं उनके साथ जुड़ा हुआ हूँ, क्षमा चाहता हूँ, वो दो यहाँ नहीं आ पाए। ये दोनों ने अपने शुभेच्छा संदेश आपके साथ में भेजा है मित्रों। जो मेरे दोस्त हैं जो गुजरात के बाहर से आए हैं, उनको गुजरात की इस पावन धरती पर मैं आपका हार्दिक स्वागत करता हूं। और साथ साथ में आप इस धरती पर आए हैं जिसकी तुलना शायद पूरे भारतवर्ष में किसी और से नहीं हो सकती है मित्रों। एक आप लोगों से एक आग्रह भी है, खास करके जो लोग पहली बार आए हैं, मेरे गुजरात के मित्र हो या बाहर के मित्र, जब कभी आप सरदार स्टैचू देखने जाएंगे, 3 बजे मेरे ख्याल से जाने का आपका अवसर है, तो आप अपने शूज़ और सॉक्स निकाल के कम से कम 2-5 मिनट उस धरती पर अपना पाँव रखिए। मुझे तो जब मैं यहाँ आता हूँ इतनी सारी एनर्जी में लेके वापस जाता हूँ। मैं समझता हूँ आप भी इतने ही भागीदार है, हकदार है उस एनर्जी लेने के लिए, तो इतना कम अवश्य करिए मित्रों। जब भी आप पहुँचे वहाँ पे कम से कम 5 मिनट अपने जूते को बाजू में रख के अपने खुले पाँव से 5 मिनट इस धरती में से कम बहुत बड़ी मात्रा में एनर्जी लेके जाइए मित्रों। एक प्रेजेंटेशन मेरी टीम ने बनाया था, मुझे नहीं लगता है कि ये समय है उस प्रेजेंटेशन के लिए, तो मैं आपसे थोड़ी ऐसी चीज़ें बात करूँगा, क्योंकि मैं गुजरात इनोवेशन सोसाइटी में काम करता हूँ। इस सोसाइटी का गठन आदरणीय नरेंद्र भाई मोदी ने 2011 में किया था। ये एकमात्र ऐसी संस्था है प्राइवेटली ओन्ड एंड प्राइवेटली रन, आज भी पिछले 13 साल से एकमात्र ऐसी संस्था है जो पूरे भारतवर्ष में काम कर रही है। और करीब 5 लाख लोगों ने इस संस्था के माध्यम से अपने आप में इनोवेशन के बारे में जागरूकता करी है, और अपने आप में कहीं न कहीं वो सब लोग कुछ न कुछ इनोवेशन करेंगे, ऐसी मेरे साथ में प्रतिज्ञा भी ली है मित्रों। यहाँ जबकि मैं जब आया था 11:30-12 बजे, तब काफ़ी लोग बैठे थे, और जैसे मैंने बताया आपके बीच में भी मैं ज़्यादातर नहीं रहूँगा, खाने का समय है सबका। मुझे एक बार इतना बता दीजिए कि यहाँ कितने लोग ऐसे हैं जो अपने आप को एंटरप्रेन्योर समझते हैं? चलिए, अभी बहुत कम लोग समझते हैं। कितने अपने आप में इनोवेटर समझते हैं? चलिए, ये एंटरप्रेन्योर से भी ज़्यादा इनोवेटर है। बड़ा अच्छा लगा। इसलिए ये मैं पूछ रहा हूँ मित्रों, क्योंकि मैं जिन लोगों से बात करता हूँ, कभी भी मेरा एक्सपीरियंस शेयर करता हूँ, अगर वो लोग एंटरप्रेन्योर और इनोवेटर नहीं हैं, तो मेरी एक जिम्मेदारी है हमारी संस्था की ओर से कि एट द एंड ऑफ टुडे मेरा जो भी 10-15 मिनट आपके साथ में बातचीत करने का समय रहेगा, उसके बाद आप सबको इनोवेटर और एंटरप्रेन्योर बना के यहाँ से भेजना है। ये एक मेरा लक्ष्य रहेगा। जहाँ तक बात करते हैं मित्रों कि हम विकसित भारत की बात करते हैं, 2014 से 2024 में हमने कुछ किया, लेकिन क्या किया वो बहुत सारी जगह आपने पढ़ लिया होगा, लेकिन इसको किस आयाम से हमें देखना चाहिए, ये शायद अभी भी मुझे लगता है। ये आपको पर्टिकुलरली इसलिए बोल रहा हूँ क्योंकि जो मैंने थोड़ा बहुत कुछ सीए में क्या है उसके बारे में पढ़ा, तो मुझे लगा व्यापार और उद्योग में आप जो है, आपका रोल है वो माता का है, जननी का है। और अगर दूसरी एक संस्था जो आपके साथ में काम करती है चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट थी, वो जो संस्था है वो बेटे का माता जब जन्म देती है उसके बाद में जब बड़ा हो जाता है उसके बाद का काम है। तो विकसित भारत में जो जिम्मेदारी आपके पास है, मेरे हिसाब से किसी प्रोफेशनल बॉडी के पास इतनी जिम्मेदारी नहीं है। तो मैं आपको विकसित भारत में पिछले 10 साल में 4-5 आयाम के ऊपर सरकार ने किस किस चीज़ को किस किस तरह से काम किया है और अगले 2047 तक, 2030 पहला माइलस्टोन, 2033 दूसरा माइलस्टोन और तीसरा 2047। मित्रों, 2-3 चीज़ है जिसको मुझे लगता है कि आपको मुझे बताना चाहिए। 2014 से लेके 2024 तक हमने 90,000 किलोमीटर रोड का, नए रोड का आयोजन किया। आपको शायद ये फिगर मालूम होगा, 96,000 किलोमीटर रोड्स हमने जो बनाए हैं। पिछली सरकार ने क्या किया, कितना किया, किस एवरेज से किया? 9-10 किलोमीटर की एवरेज से हम 40 किलोमीटर की एवरेज पे कर रहे हैं। लेकिन ये 96,000 किलोमीटर क्या मायना रखता है? मुझे लगता है कि वो अगर आप देख ले एक बार, पूरे ऑस्ट्रेलिया के अंदर जितनी सड़क है, पूरे ऑस्ट्रेलिया के अंदर जितनी सड़क है उतनी सड़क हमने पिछले 10 साल में करी है। मित्रों, आप सोच लीजिए, उसका अंदाज सोच लीजिए। और मैं मेरे सीए में दोस्तों को ये कोशिश करना चाहता हूं कि आप जितने भी पैरामीटर्स है, जितनी भी संख्या में हमने कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ा सा भी विकास किया, इसको उस परिप्रेक्ष्य में देखिए। क्योंकि अभी भारत भारत नहीं रहा है। भारत 5वीं अर्थव्यवस्था है, वो नहीं है। भारत विश्व गुरु की दौड़ के अंदर चल पड़ा है। मित्रों, तो हमारा परिप्रेक्ष्य जो है वो हम अलग अलग देश जहाँ पे है उनके सामने क्या हम कर रहे हैं, वो हमारा परिप्रेक्ष्य है। हम 96,000 किलोमीटर रोड बना लिया, ऐसे बहुत सारे लोग बोल देंगे, बट परिप्रेक्ष्य ये है कि हमने एक ऑस्ट्रेलिया पिछले 10 साल में भारत के अंदर खड़ा कर दिया रोड के माध्यम से। मित्रों, उसी तरह से अगर मैं दिखाऊं आपको, प्रधानमंत्री जी ने स्वच्छ भारत योजना करी, इसके अंतर्गत आपको मालूम है कितने टॉयलेट्स बने होंगे? हमारे 11 करोड़ टॉयलेट्स बने हैं। मित्रों, अलग चर्चा है, किसी एक माध्यम पे कभी वो भी कर सकते हैं, इनमें से कितने जीवित हो गए, कितने मर गए, कितनी व्यवस्था में होंगे, कितने नहीं होंगे, ये सब भूल जाते हैं। हमने क्या अचीव किया? 11 करोड़ टॉयलेट्स हमने बनाए हैं। मित्रों, आपको मालूम है ये 11 करोड़ का मायना क्या होता है? मित्रों, दिस इज इक्विवेलेंट टू एवरी सिटीजन ऑफ द जर्मनी। जो पहले 5 देशों के अंदर आता है जर्मनी, उस सभी सिटीजन्स के बराबर इतने टॉयलेट्स हमने पिछले 10 साल में किए। मित्रों, अगर इस परिप्रेक्ष्य में जब हम विकास को देखेंगे तब हम समझ पे आएंगे कि हम देश में क्या कर रहे हैं और विदेश लोग यहाँ क्यों नज़र से देख रहे हैं। तो ये परिप्रेक्ष्य मुझे लगता है कि आप सबको भी अपने आप में, अपने जो भी काम में लगे हैं उसमें देखना चाहिए। एक और चीज़ आपको मालूम होगा, जो इसी सरकार के गठन के बाद इसको प्राधान्य मिला, पाइप वाटर। कितने लोगों को मालूम है ये पाइप वाटर का काम सरकार कर रही है? इतना यहाँ बैठे कितने लोगों को मालूम है कि हम पाइप से घर घर जल, नल से जल, ये योजना कर रहे? सबको मालूम होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि ये तो बहुत प्रसिद्ध है, बहुत कम लोगों को मालूम है। तो अभी इसका भी आप एक अंदाज मान लीजिए, क्योंकि आपको नहीं मालूम है इस योजना के बारे में। 253 millions of citizens now are receiving the water at their home. 253 millions friends. और इसका क्या मायना रखता है? पूरे ब्राज़ील के अंदर जितने लोग अपने घर पे पानी पीते हैं, इतनी व्यवस्था हमने पिछले 10 साल के अंदर करी। मित्रों, पूरे ब्राज़ील के अंदर जितने लोग अपने घर पे पानी पीते हैं, उतनी व्यवस्था भारत सरकार ने पिछले 10 साल में करी है। मित्रों, ये मुझे लगता है कि अपने आप में एक बहुत बड़ा अचीवमेंट है। मित्रों, आप सबको मालूम है सरकार का गठन किस दिन हुआ? कोई बता सकता है मुझे किस दिन सरकार का गठन हुआ? हैं जी, किस दिन सरकार, नई सरकार का गठन हुआ? अभी अभी नई सरकार का गठन हुआ। इस सरकार के गठन के 8 तारीख को गठन के दूसरे दिन कैबिनेट के अंदर सरकार ने एक अपना ध्येय बताया, 3 करोड़ आवास पहले 5 साल में बनाएंगे। आपको पता है पिछले साल में हमने कितने आवास बनाए पिछले 10 साल के अंदर? शायद आपको ये नहीं पता है, लेकिन स्वीडन और हंगेरी, ये 2 बड़े देशों को मिलके जितने घर वहाँ पे है उतने हमने पिछले 10 साल में एफोर्डेबल हाउसिंग बनाए, जो कि हमारे पिछड़े लोगों के लिए है। आप कल्पना करिए, जर्मन, ब्राज़ील, स्वीडन, हंगेरी, ये जो देश जिसके ऊपर हमारे पूर्वज लोग ऐसा कहते थे कि ये विकसित देश है, हम उस देश के बराबरी की चीज़ें हमारे देश में सिर्फ 10 साल के अंदर कर रहे हैं मित्रों। एक बहुत बड़ी चीज़ जो हमने करी है वो डिजिटल ट्रांजैक्शन की। अगर आपको कल्पना है तो कोई मुझे शेयर करे कि ये क्या कल्पना हो सकती है। जब हम 2012 और 13 की बात करते हैं तो शायद हम 100 बिलियन पे काम कर रहे थे डिजिटल ट्रांजैक्शन पे। आज 2026 और 27 की बात करता हूँ मैं, 2022-23 में हम 100 बिलियन कर रहे थे, 2026-27 में हम $400 बिलियन का काम करेंगे डिजिटल ट्रांजैक्शन से। पूरे वर्ल्ड में जितने भी डिजिटल ट्रांजैक्शन होते हैं पूरे वर्ल्ड में, चाहे वो अमेरिका हो, चाइना हो, यूरोप हो, कोई भी हो मित्रों, 46% ऑफ द डिजिटल ट्रांजैक्शन ये देश कर रहा है। आप सोचिए, यहाँ जितने भी आपको लेक्चर्स दिए गए, अगर इस सभी चीज़ों को आप उस परिप्रेक्ष्य में देखें कि देश में किस तरह से ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन हो रहा है। क्यों ये सब करना है? क्योंकि हमारे पास नक्शा तैयार है, हमारे पास एंड गोल तैयार है। हम 2047 को देख रहे हैं। क्या देख रहे हैं? भारत विश्व गुरु हो जाएगा। क्या देख रहे हैं? भारत विकसित भारत हो जाएगा। और उसके लिए क्या करना चाहिए, उसको हम रिवाइंड करके कर रहे हैं मित्रों। ऐसा नहीं है कि किसी रैंडमली किसी ने कह दिया कि कोई पानी नहीं आ रहा है तो पानी का काम कर लो, खेती नहीं हो रही है तो खेती का काम कर लो। इस तरह से काम सरकार नहीं करती मित्रों। सरकार अपने आप को तैयार करती है और उस तरह से हम लोग ये काम कर रहे हैं मित्रों। मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि ये सारी चीज़ें जो है, उसके साथ साथ में एक और चीज़ मैं लास्ट जोड़ देता हूँ, रेलवे के बारे में। हम सब लोग जानते हैं कि हम बहुत बड़े अचीवमेंट रेलवे के अंदर कर चुके हैं, वंदे भारत हो या अमृत भारत हो। आपको अभी शायद एक 10 दिन पहले का फोटोग्राफ शायद अगर ध्यान में हो तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया के अंदर नई रेलवे के अंदर जो कोचेस लगे हैं वो भारत में बने हुए हैं। ये पहला देश है, उसके बाद में ये लाइन लगेगी मित्रों। आज हमने 31,000 किलोमीटर की नई रेलवे लाइन जोड़ दी है मित्रों। बहुत सारे आयाम है, एम्स है, आईआईटी है, आईआईएम्स है, आयुष्मान भारत है, जो पूरे विश्व में इस साइज की हेल्थ केयर की सिस्टम कभी किस देश ने नहीं चलाई है। ये जो है हमारा बेस है। अगर हम इस बेस को एक्सप्लॉइट नहीं कर सके, एक्सप्लोर नहीं कर सकते हैं, तो मुझे लगता है कि आप एज ए प्रोफेशनल, आप एज ए सीएमए, आप एज ए जननी माता ऑफ एन ट्रेड एंड इंडस्ट्री अपने आप को कभी माफ़ नहीं करोगे। आपको इसलिए काम करना चाहिए कि आपकी अगली पीढ़ी आपके ऊपर निर्धारित है, वो भी आपको देख रही है। एआई से लेके, एरोस्पेस से लेके, डिफेंस से लेके, एग्रीकल्चर से लेके, हेल्थ केयर से लेके, एजुकेशन से लेके, हमारे गरीब लोगों के खाने की सुविधा के लेके, ये सब चीज़ों पे सरकार 360 डिग्री काम कर रही है। और मुझे ऐसा लगता है बिल्कुल कि जिस तरह से इस 10 साल के अंदर जो हमने पाया बनाया है, आप सब लोगों की मेहनत से, आप सब लोगों की प्रोएक्टिवनेस से, आप सब लोगों की जहाँ जहाँ आप जुड़े हो व्यक्तिगत और अपनी संस्थाओं में, इस माध्यम को अगर लेके जाएंगे, अगले 10 साल का एक एजेंडा आपने बना लिया। सरकार आने से पहले 100 दिन का एजेंडा बना के सरकार चलती है। आप बताओ, हमने अभी 2 पब्लिक सेक्टर यूनिट के दोनों बंदे से सुने, किसी प्रोफेशनल से कम वो नहीं बोले। तो मुझे लगता है कि हमारे ऊपर एक बहुत बड़ी जिम्मेदारी है। और जहाँ तक मेरा खुद का एक विषय है जो मैंने पहले आप लोगों से शेयर किया, एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप और इनोवेशन, मैं आपको बहुत संक्षिप्त में बता देता हूँ। यहाँ बहुत अच्छे 10-12-15 लोगों ने हाथ उठाया था कि वो इनोवेटर है। फिर से एक बार उठा लीजिए इनोवेटर के बारे में। देखिए भाई साहब, इनोवेशन जो है ना मेरा है ना आपका है, ये किसी की बाप की जागीर नहीं है मित्रों। किसी पढ़े लिखे की ये जागीर नहीं है, चाहे वो डॉक्टर हो, केमिकल इंजीनियर हो, बायोकेमिकल हो, बायोलॉजिस्ट हो, किसी के बाप की जागीर नहीं है इनोवेशन। बड़ा छोटा सा एक व्याख्या है, मुझे नरेंद्र भाई मोदी ने ऑक्सफोर्ड यूनिवर्सिटी में इसका अध्ययन करने के लिए भेजा था। ये 300 साल पुरानी संस्था है ऑक्सफोर्ड इनोवेशन सोसाइटी। मित्रों, जब मैंने ये देखा कि जिस चीज़ को हम गुजरात में बैठे एक छोटे से शहर में अहमदाबाद में कर रहे हैं, वही चीज़ उन्होंने 300 साल पहले लिखी हुई है। क्या कहते हैं इनोवेशन को मित्रों? हमारी अगर सीधी और सरल भाषा में कहें तो, मैं आज एक कोई भी काम करता हूँ, उसी काम को कल भी करता हूँ, उसी काम को परसों भी करता हूँ, उस काम को उसके बाद नरसों भी करता हूँ, और ये डे इन एंड डे आउट में करता हूँ कुछ ना कुछ काम। चाहे मैं एक जगह से दूसरी जगह जाता हूँ, चाहे मैं एक फैक्ट्री से दूसरी फैक्ट्री जाता हूँ, चाहे मैं मेरी ऑफिस में जाता हूँ, चाहे मैं कस्टमर से काम करता हूँ, चाहे मैं किसी आर्थिक उपार्जन में लगा हुआ हूँ, चाहे मैं किसी धार्मिक काम में लगा हूँ, या चाहे मैं किसी सोशल काम में लगा हूँ। मित्रों, ये किसी भी काम के अंदर जो काम मैं रोज बरोज कर रहा हूँ, उसमें कहीं ना कहीं मैं मेरी एनर्जी, मेरी रिसोर्सेज और कुछ न कुछ इसके अंदर मैं डालता हूँ। आज के ज़माने में इन्वेंशन और इनोवेशन दो बहुत अलग अलग चीज़ें हैं। आज के ज़माने में अगर मैं जो चीज़ इसके अंदर डालता हूँ, चाहे प्रोफेशनली कोई सर्विस प्रोवाइड करता हूँ या कोई प्रोडक्ट बनाता हूँ, उस चीज़ के अंदर जो चीज़ डालता हूँ, मतलब एनर्जी डालता हूँ, रिसोर्सेज डालता हूँ, कैपिटल डालता हूँ, फंड डालता हूँ, मैन पावर डालता हूँ, उन सभी चीज़ों के अंदर अगले 4 दिन के बाद क्या मैं 0.01% इसमें से कुछ बचा सकता हूँ? जैसे कि मैं 10 चीज़ बनाता हूँ एक दिन में, क्या मैं 10.5 चीज़ अगले 6 दिन में बना दूंगा? अगले 1 महीने में मैं 11 चीज़ बना दूंगा। 11 चीज़ बनाने से मेरी प्रोडक्ट क्वांटिटी बढ़ गई, और प्रोडक्ट क्वांटिटी बढ़ने से जो चीज़ मैं यूज़ कर रहा हूँ रिसोर्सेज, वो सब बच गए। इनोवेशन इतना सिंप्लीफिकेशन है, हम बैक ऑफ द माइंड सब लोग करते हैं। अभी आप मुझे बताइए कि किसी भी बंदे ने एक भी बार अपने कुछ भी काम के अंदर कुछ संचय नहीं किया होगा, लेकिन हम वो ब्लाइंडली करते हैं, वो बैक ऑफ द माइंड रख के करते हैं, फ्रंट ऑफ द माइंड इसको अप्लाई नहीं करते हैं। और ये हर चीज़ में हम अप्लाई नहीं करते हैं। हम कभी कभी क्राइसिस मैनेजमेंट के ही एक्सपर्ट रहते हैं, जब कभी दिक्कत आई उसमें हमने ढूंढ लिया, लेकिन इसको हम रेगुलर फिनोमिना नहीं बनाते। मित्रों, मेरे हिसाब से अगर इसको हमने फ्रंट ऑफ द माइंड कर लिया, हर चीज़ के अंदर कहीं ना कहीं हम हमारी कुछ चीज़ बचाने की कोशिश कर लिया, तो मैं गारंटी से बोलता हूँ आप सभी लोग कल से इनोवेटर बन जाएंगे। मित्रों, मेरे को यहाँ बुलाने के लिए आप सब लोगों का बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, खास करके मेरे बड़े भाई जैसे अश्विन दलवाड़ी जी, जिन्होंने इतना बड़ा अच्छा आयोजन किया है। ये सब होने से पहले मैं मेरी लास्ट स्लाइड पे जाऊँगा। आप लास्ट स्लाइड बता देंगे भाई साहब? क्योंकि मैंने आपको इनोवेशन के बारे में बताया, क्योंकि आप सब लोग इनोवेशन के बारे में समझ चुके हैं, और मुझे लगता है आप सबके ऊपर बड़ी जिम्मेदारी भी है, और मेरा कर्तव्य ये है कि यहाँ जितने भी लोग बैठे हैं, इससे आगे वाली में ले लो, यहाँ जितने भी लोग बैठे हैं, मैं आप सबको तहे दिल से रिक्वेस्ट करता हूँ कि मेरे साथ ये सेल्फ ओथ लीजिए। ये सेल्फ ओथ क्या होता है ये भी आप थोड़ा समझ लीजिए। मित्रों, मुझे बहुत बार कंपनी बोलती है कि इतना करना पड़ेगा, बहुत बार घर से वाइफ भी बोलती है इतना करना पड़ेगा भाई, बहुत बार बेटे भी बोलते हैं, बहुत बार हमारे सामाजिक लोग भी बोलते हैं कि कुछ ना कुछ करना पड़ेगा। लेकिन जब भी हम किसी और को कुछ कमिट करते हैं, उसका जो सफलता का रेशियो होता है वो बहुत लिमिटेड होता है। लेकिन उसी चीज़ जो मेरे मन से है, मैंने ठान ली कि भाई मुझे ये काम करना है, तो मैं आपको 1000% बताता हूँ ये काम होके रहता है। तो मैं आप सब लोगों को अपने आप में सेल्फ ओथ लेने के लिए आपको आवेदन करता हूँ। आप सब मेरे साथ सेल्फ ओथ लीजिए। जहाँ पे नाम नहीं लिखा है मैं मेरा नाम बोलूँगा, आप सब लोग मेरा नाम ना बोल के आप सबका नाम बोलिए, और आप खड़े होके भी कर सकते हैं, इस तरह से हाथ लेके भी कर सकते हैं, हाथ ऐसे भी लेके कर सकते हैं, जैसे सुविधा हो। लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि आपको बिल्कुल दिल से ये ओथ लेने पड़ेंगे। चलिए, एक भाई खड़े हो गए हैं, चलिए पूरा पूरा सभागृह मेरे साथ में है। आई सुनील शाह भाई साहब, इन लोगों को इतना पैसा दिया है हमने प्रवेग वाले को, इनके एक दो कांच टूट भी जाए तो आप इसकी परवाह मत करना, इतनी जोर से चिल्लाइए। हमने इसको अंदर डालना है अपने आप को। आई सुनील शाह, अभी भी एक भी कांच नहीं टूटा भाई साहब, एक कांच तोड़ दो आप आज खुला मिला के। आई सुनील शाह, इन द प्रेजेंस ऑफ गॉड टेक ओथ दैट I realize the value of knowledge and innovation. I shall strive to at least have one innovation in next 1 year and make innovation knowledge seeking way of life for me and my surrounding. फ्रेंड, ये आप जो इनोवेशन करेंगे आपके परिवार के लिए, आपके समाज के लिए, आपके सोसाइटी के लिए, आपके शहर के लिए, आपके राज्य के लिए और आपके देश लिए। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आप सबका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद।
Thank you so much, sir, for your speech. Please collect your souvenirs. Please collect the bag, the memento, the photo and the memento. Please collect it by 2 p.m. because we will be leaving at 3 p.m. So all the counters and everything will get closed now. Collect it from the registration department. And we have the vote of thanks by CMA Dr. Kaushik Banerjee, sir, now.
A very good afternoon to all of you. As we come to the close of this remarkable 61st National Cost and Management Cost Accountants Convention on the theme Viksit Bharat 2047, Synergizing Catalyst for Sankalp to Siddhi, it is my proud privilege to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks on behalf of the Institute of Cost Accountants of India. Firstly, I express my profound gratitude to our esteemed chief guest, CMA DC Bajaj, former president of the institute, and guest of honor, Sri Sunil Shah, chairman, Gujarat Innovation Society, for gracing this event with their presence and insightful address. Your words have indeed inspired us and provided a clear direction as we move towards our goal of our developed India by 2047. Thank you very much, sir. I am grateful to CMA C.V. Ananthakrishnan, Chairman and Managing Director, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited, for accepting the CMA Icon Award of the Year. I am sure he will continue to achieve new heights of success and inspire the new generation with his achievements. A special thanks to our distinguished speakers whose expertise and knowledge have significantly enriched our understanding of the challenges and opportunities ahead. Your contributions have been invaluable in marking this convention a platform for meaningful dialogue and exchange of ideas. I am sure that you must have enjoyed the deliberations during the conventions on the theme Viksit Bharat 2047, Synergizing Catalysts for Sankalp to Siddhi, with various technical sessions prescribing the role of CMAs in achieving the goals of Viksit Bharat 2047. I extend my sincere thanks to the sponsors and partners for their unwavering support and belief in the vision of this convention. Your contributions have been instrumental in making this event possible and successful. I am grateful to the Council of the Institute led by CMA Ashwinji Dalwadi, President and Chief Patron of NCC, CMA Bibi Nayak, Vice President and Chairman of NCC, for being a constant source of inspiration to all of us for organizing the event successfully. I am heartily thankful to CMA M.K. Anand, convener of NCC, for always inspiring us for making this event a grand success. I convey our heartfelt thanks to all invited guests, corporate representatives, eminent professionals, former presidents, regional councils and chapters representatives for attending the National Cost and Management Accounting Convention and making it a grand success. Our heartfelt thanks to Gujarat Tourism for having a great cultural event yesterday. Our heartiest thanks to Tent City to Narmada Ekta Nagar for this excellent arrangement. We are highly thankful for the MOU we had with FICCI FLO and Parul University. And last but not the least, I am thankful to all the employees for their sincere efforts for making this event a grand success. I also acknowledge the hard work and dedication of all those who are involved in organizing the activities of this first ever residential national convention of ICMAI. Your tireless efforts behind the scenes have ensured the smooth running of this event. Your commitment to excellence is truly commendable. To all the participants, thank you for your engagement and valuable contributions throughout the sessions. Your enthusiasm and participation have added great value to the discussions and outcomes of this convention. Lastly, I would like to thank each one of you for being here and for your commitment to the cause of a developed and prosperous India by 2047. Let us carry forward the insights and inspiration gained from the convention and work collectively towards our common goal. I would like to give a... I would like to thank the media for their excellent coverage of the entire NCMC. Lastly, I would like to announce that CIL has decided to engage 125 CMAs. We are highly thankful for giving this opportunity to our professionals. So thank you, thanks to all of you very much. Jai Hind, and kindly join us for lunch, and then you kindly join us for visiting the Statue of Unity. Thank you all very much.
Small felicitation from the Pravek team to our President, sir. Felicitation from the Pravek team to our President, sir. And we also have a small felicitation from Parul University to Secretary, sir, CMA Mihir Vyas and CMA Priyank Vyas. We will end the session with the national anthem. Just 1 minute, please.
Good evening all. I am Captain G.S. Sandhu, General Manager of Pravek Tent City Namda. Pravek Limited is going to announce that we will sign the MOU with the ISMA members or our members for discount on all property of all over India. Pravek Tent City Narmada is always welcome to you. You can come with your family and you can come with any events. Thank you, all of you. Thank you.
Please collect your souvenirs, the bags and the kits, please, from the registration desk before you leave today. And since we have planned, we have few announcements, but we would like to end the session first with the national anthem. So the valedictory session coming to an end, the NCMAC 2024 coming to an end, and we would, how many of you will be missing NCMAC 2024? So we end with the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you everyone, and please join us for lunch. Just a few announcements from CMA Virendra Shah sir, from Mamta Airwings.